What's up, guys? Yo, Jeff, what's up? Umbreon. BW, what's good, guys? Did y'all put anything on the list at all? Or did y'all put anything in the Discord at all? Probably not, right? Because y'all probably didn't think I was going live today. I wasn't. But I found myself here by myself. If not, there's some shit I can just pull up on my feed that we haven't watched. I watched Donut Operator in a while. Alright. Oh shit, that's what I forgot to do. Yikes. Alright. So, yay, nay, Umbreon, Jeff, BW, did y'all put anything on the list? Because if y'all did, that's gonna be what's first. That's running here. Mysterious, what's good? What do we got, Umbreon? Do we got some more, do we have more, I killed your internet? How? What do you mean? Sorry. Alright. It could be a whatever we find. That'd be cool. Chicken, what's good? I have my glasses on. I don't know, man. The second you went live, my internet went off. Damn. But I mean, hey, at least you still got like LTE, right? Still got. You probably have unlimited data like the rest of the first world. Okay. Okay, so Tom McDonald actually dropped a new song. Had I gone live yesterday, we would have done that yesterday. I would have just done a Tom McDonald stream. And then why I didn't do it today, I forgot. Forgot all about it until just like right now. So we'll do that on Monday. Monday's the next music stream. SCP-7601. I haven't seen SCP in a while. I've watched Dollhouse and whatever the other really important one is. Like, they're on YouTube. was like an actual movie or some shit. A goose? That's the SCP? A fuck? Or a geese? Whatever the fuck. A duck? That's it. A fucking duck. This thing's gotta be ridiculously stupid overpowered. It's a fucking duck. Oh, maybe it just Affleck's you to death. I think good. Shoemaker, what's good, man? Overlord, that's what it was. Yes, thank you. I was scrolling chat vigorously trying to find where that was. Yeah, Overlord and Dollhouse. I watched those. But these are like individual stories. I've seen like one or two, maybe three other ones. And I can't even remember what they were. Yeah. For the life of me, I can't even remember what it was. But I'm sure if I saw him again, I'd be able to tell right away. Yeah, Tikkun, you have a series of unfortunate events unfolding right now in your life. You should probably go sit somewhere safe in your house, because you're on the verge of some Final Destination type shit, man. 2701 solitary confinement. What is that? What we've done before? You remember? I wasn't gonna go live today, man, but my parents are here, and yo, as soon as they got here, they got drunk as shit and they stayed drunk the whole day, and they drank all night, probably till like 2 in the morning. My ass went to fucking sleep at like, I don't know, goddamn midnight. Heard these loud bastards just fucking playing Spanish music like 2 in the morning. My sister and my dad and my niece went to the fair, and then I had gone to the store to pick up some shit. I come back, they had gone to the fair, and then when I come back, my mom and my aunt are going somewhere else, and they're like, "Hey, we're going somewhere. We'll be right back." I'm like, "Okay, but all right." And so now I'm here by myself. Lack of communication, really, I think, on my end. I don't know. So I'm here. All right, well, I'm down to do this. Yeah, so, but it's been great, dude. Ever since my parents got here, me and my sister have been annoying the absolute shit out of both of them, except for my mom. My mom's hard to annoy. She has a lot of patience, so what she does is she'll bug the fuck out of me every single time. My mom she always plays around, bro, and like it's kind of annoying. No matter what I'm doing, man, I'm walking through the house or outside, or like if I walk past my mom, she'll do this shit where she'll pretend to like throw a right hook and hit me in the face, but actually won't do it just to see if I'll flinch. She does that all the time. And I'm just like, Mom, one of these days, you're not gonna have the strength to hold that bitch back, and you're gonna hit me, and I'm not gonna be happy about it. Okay, so leave me the fuck alone. Every time, bro, she'd be walking past me, wham, wham, or like she'll poke me, or like hit me in the stomach, or like hit me on the back, and I'm like just like, can't put my hands on the old lady. Just gotta deal with her shenanigans. My dad, on the other hand, my dad's really easy to piss off. He'll snap in a heartbeat. So we've been fucking with him. It's been great. Oh, and when they come back, we'll fuck with them some more. Like a ritual for me and my sister. And hell, my dad went to the fair with her. I don't put it past her to just, for her us to just leave him on the Ferris wheel. That'd be hilarious. Okay. Oh man. Your husband does that? Why? He just like snaps real fast? It's funny because like now that we're older, my dad snaps at us a lot faster than he did when we were younger. Like he still yelled at us, but like I don't know, now his fuse is so short that like yesterday, for example, I whispered in my niece's ear. I was like, "Hey, walk up to Abuelo. Take your hand, put it on his head, and go like this." And she did that shit. And oh my god, I fell out, bro. Like my knees buckled. I fell to the ground laughing. He got mad as shit, but he couldn't get mad at her because he knew that I'm the one that put her up to it. And he lost his mind. He's like, "Listen, you do that shit again, we're fucking throwing hands." And I was like, man, in my head, "Oh bastard, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. Stop it. I'll pick you up like a bouncer and go lay you in bed." All right. SCP. I mean, hell, you have all the excuses to be a menace now. You're pregnant. What do you mean? That's like you could throw out the most deplorable behavior and 99% of men will look past it because you're pregnant. Really. So, all right, SCP-7601. Oh, it is a duck. The Unstoppable Infinity Duck. Huh. This would have been a great addition to the Deadpool 3 movie. On some wacky breaking the fourth wall type shit.
Item number SCP-7601. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-7601 is to be provisionally held in a steel-reinforced containment cell at Site-198. Research into methods of containing SCP-7601 are underway. Description: SCP-7601 is an anomalous female Peking duck. SCP-7601 is able to extend
I think it's pecking. Doesn't matter.
The length of its neck indefinitely, reaching a recorded maximum of roughly 4,520 kilometers long. Where SCP-7601 obtains the matter required to increase the size of its neck is unknown. While this is occurring, the size of SCP-7601's body and head are not affected. The means by which SCP-7601 is able to hold its neck in the air despite its immense size are not understood. The anomaly is also capable of speaking English, although this has only been observed once. See Incident 7601. SCP-7601 is also resistant to conventional weaponry. However, it is
Yo, who makes this shit up? That's my question. Who thinks of this shit? I know this shit ain't real, obviously. But like, yo, Rebel, what's up?
not invulnerable. Incident 7601. SCP-7601 was discovered on May 6, 2011. Amnestics have been administered to all civilian witnesses, and false memories of a surprise flyby from the United States Air Force have been implanted. The following is a timeline of Incident 7601. 11:43.
This is like, what? I thought this was just like, I don't know, man, some fantastical made up lore type shit. Like this is real. Stories passed down from people, or I don't know, man, redacted records, testimonials, and that whole thing.
SCP-7601 is seen by the exterior security cameras of a McDonald's located in Markham, Canada, perched on top of a blue 1999 Ford.
Okay, alright, yeah. I mean, if you were making this shit up, that's a terrible imagination. Canada? Okay, yeah. I see.
Ford Escort. 11:45.
And a Ford Escort at that. Definitely real. I don't know, man. From the things that, because I watched SCP Dollhouse and Overload, and I thought that it was just an interpretation of like some written shit that was like made up. Like, you know how most movies they derive from books. I thought that SCP shit was just derived from some kind of fantastical sci-fi stories and shit that have just continued to be added on. And on top of that, I also thought that this was like a fan thing, right? Where fans made their own stories and put them in there, and people read them and or listened and dissected them, and I don't know, enjoyed them. I don't know, man, but like I didn't think this was real.
SCP-7601 begins to rapidly extend its neck, displacing its head 200 meters above the ground in 5 seconds. The car's roof caves in, the vehicle and the surrounding concrete are pushed into the ground. 11:46. Satellite imagery shows SCP-7601's neck curve until its upper section is parallel with the ground. SCP-7601's head is at an altitude of 3.4 kilometers, and velocity is estimated at 110 meters per second.
Okay. It keeps talking about the head, but what about the rest of the body? Does it just stay stationary somewhere and the head just goes around and moves? It has some long reach. It can do some things. I guess this is a defense mechanism. This is how it stays safe. This is how it keeps from being caught or captured, killed, attacked, prized, flanked, ambushed, bamboozled. Did I miss anything?
11:47. A civilian sighting of SCP-7601 is uploaded to YouTube.
And it's so fast that you can't like someone just chop its head off. 110 meters per second, bro. You ain't chopping shit.
The video shows SCP-7601's neck stretching across the sky before it disappears over the horizon. The observers are unable to identify what SCP-7601 is. 11:49. Foundation web crawlers flag and remove videos of SCP-7601 from various social media platforms. Foundation radar at Site-1.
Foundation web crawlers. I've never heard that term a day in my life. But I'm assuming it's real and it means something, and these are the people that scrub weird shit from the internet. They have names. Foundation web crawlers, unbeknownst to me.
SCP-7601 from various social media platforms. Foundation radar at Site-198 detects SCP-7601 traveling overhead at roughly 247 meters per second. Calculations of SCP-7601.
I wish you could just give me miles per hour. This meters per second business is not jiving with me.
601's trajectory indicate it is moving towards.
I know it's fast, but like I'd feel better with you know. Elaine, hi.
Site 19, O5 Command is notified of the situation.
Welcome to Rules Talk. If you want to survive and one's human, you must remember these rules.
1150, SCP-7601 breaks the sound barrier over Chicago. Footnote 1, 331 meters per second. Found
Okay. What is the circumference of the Earth in kilometers? And so, like, around. Can someone tell me that real quick? Quick Google. I'd appreciate it.
Foundation personnel are mobilized to distribute amnestics.
45,000. Okay. All right. This thing only has a reach, at least from what I've heard, of like 4,700 kilometers. I'm surprised they haven't narrowed this thing's location down. Right? Because it has to return to its body. This is just the head we're talking about. I don't think this thing is just a head. There's a body. Right? So I'm surprised they haven't narrowed down a location for this thing. At least like a wide area, not like narrow, not like pinpoint, just like general. Do they? Have they?
1152, SCP-7601 passes over a United States military base, believing the object.
And it was in Canada? So yeah, 4,700 meters, you could go from Canada to America. Chicago, it's close to Canada. Military base up north, Fort Drum. I don't know any Air Force bases up there. No Fort Drum. That's the furthest northern base I know.
Object to be an incoming projectile, the base fires 17 surface-to-air missiles at SCP-7601. 15 of the 17 hit.
I'm sorry.
Military base. Believing the object to be an incoming projectile, the base fires.
Coming from Canada? I mean, surely the radar picked this up, right? And the radar can detect what direction you're coming from. An incoming projectile from Canada? That wouldn't have been my first thought, bro. It's Canada. Not only are they the nicest people on the planet, but they're our friends. I don't know. That would have been my first thought. I still would have shot this bitch down, but...
States military base. Believing the object to be an incoming projectile, the base fires 17 surface-to-air missiles at SCP.
And was this on the news, or was this just something that got redacted and pushed into the fucking, the black budget files? I think that's what that's called. There's a fund that the government has that it's all redacted. I believe. Money that goes into this thing called the black budget or something, or the black something. And everything, every dollar that is spent for this little black budget shit, it's all redacted. That they don't tell you what's being purchased, what it's being used for, where it's going. And it's different from the bullshit money we send to like Iran and shit like that, and to all these other countries. It's a completely different budget within the United States that exists solely to just be there. And we don't know what it is, and we don't know what it does, and no one knows what it's funding at all whatsoever. It's just all black redacted. I think that's what's called that. I think. Anyways, but bro, nobody noticed. Nobody noticed America fucking shooting 17 surface-to-air missiles. I feel like that would have made the news a little bit, just a little bit.
SCP-7601. 15 of the 17 hit. No damage to the anomaly is visible. 1153. In Markham, the downward force from SCP-7601's expansion has destroyed the car and created a sinkhole roughly 14 meters deep and 9 meters wide. A nearby fire hydrant has been shattered and is spewing water into the...
Well, I was hearing that it was real, so... Lauren Air Force Base in Maine. Yeah, I don't know the Air Force bases up there. I don't know many Air Force bases, actually. except for the one in San Antonio, which is where y'all graduate from. Basic.
The air, local EMS arrive on scene. 11:57. Local news stations in Chicago begin to air information regarding SCP-7601. An image of SCP-7601's head begins circulating online. Foundation web crawlers remove images from the internet. 12:01. O5 Council votes to scramble fighters to neutralize SCP-7601. 12:10 through 12:18. Fighters make contact with SCP-7601. In the span of 8 minutes, 29 missiles successfully strike SCP-7601. However, none have any effect. During the engagement, SCP-7601 made no attempt to evade the projectiles, but its velocity increased significantly. Pre-engagement velocity was 564 meters per second, while post-engagement velocity was 1286 meters per second. The battle ended when SCP-7601's head
That's breaking the sound barrier, I feel, but
outran Foundation fighters. Footnote 2. Foundation fighter jets have a maximum speed of 822 meters per second. Attempts to fire on SCP-7601's neck have been ineffective. 12:21. O5 Council approved proposition for Compound Y562. Footnote 3. A Class 4 gaseous toxin capable of terminating an adult human in, at most, 1 minute and 18 seconds. To be released in the path of SCP-7601. A remote region of western Kansas was chosen for the attack. 12:24. SCP-7601.
so it is or it isn't real. That's all I need to know.
Passes over Jefferson City, Missouri at 1,351 meters per second. Foundation
Is any of this at all embellished in any way? That's
personnel are dispatched to administer amnestics. 12:27. Foundation aircraft arrive in western Kansas and release 2,700 cubic meters of Compound Y562 into the air. 12:28. SCP-7601 passes through the cloud of Compound Y562. 12:29. SCP-7601 begins to decelerate. 12:31. SCP-7601 slows down to 823 meters per second. 12:32. SCP-7601's velocity is 607 meters per second. 12:33. SCP-7601's velocity is 244 meters per second. 12:44. SCP-7601 stops. 12:44 through 12:54. SCP-7601 is seen coughing and vomiting for 10 minutes. 12:56. SCP-7601 recovers and continues to extend its neck towards Site-19. 12:57. SCP-7601's velocity is 126 meters per second. 12:58. A proposal is made to engage the anomaly with fighter jets while it is injured. This is rejected by the O5 Council on the grounds that the prior engagement caused SCP-7601 to accelerate quicker. 13:01. O5 Command orders the termination of SCP-7601 via the Foundation Orbital High Energy Railgun Battery, or FOHRB, while the anomaly is over uninhabited land in Colorado. FOHRB begins calibration to fire. 13:02. SCP-7601 passes over Site-212 at 1,041 meters per second. 13:04. SCP-7601 enters Colorado. All non-essential personnel are evacuated from Site-19, and Foundation thaumaturgists begin to conjure an energy field around the site. 13:08. SCP-7601 collides with a mountain. This has no impact on its velocity. 13:11. FOHRB finalizes preparations to engage. FOHRB is ordered to fire on SCP-7601 in 30 minutes while it is 1.3 kilometers north of Hawshore, Colorado. Footnote 4. Population 322. Foundation personnel arrive in Hawshore to evacuate residents under the guise of a gas leak. 13:37. All Hawshore residents have been relocated to a safe distance from the blast zone. 13:41. FOHRB opens fire. SCP-7601's head is thrown into the ground, and the anomaly's neck makes an almost 90-degree angle downwards. A 759-meter crater is created around SCP-7601's head. 1342 through 1347. SCP-7601 remains unmoving in the crater for 5 minutes. 1348. SCP-7601 retracts its neck from the crater, shaking its head several times. Small amounts of blood can be seen on the entity's head, which is also on fire. The flames are extinguished upon resuming travel towards Site-19. Velocity is 928 meters per second. 1350. SCP-7601 exits the Rocky Mountains and is projected to reach Site-19 in no more than 30 minutes. Velocity is 1,443 meters per second. 1412. The thaumaturgical energy field completely envelops Site-19. SCP-7601's head begins to decrease in altitude and increase in speed. Velocity is 1,989 meters per second. 1413. Site-19's missile defense system is powered online and prepares to fire on SCP-7601. 1415. Site-19 radar detects SCP-7601 closing in on its position. All remaining personnel are evacuated to subterranean bunkers. Velocity is 2,276 meters per second. 1416. Missile defense system activates. 12 missiles are fired at SCP-7601, all but one of which misses due to the object's extreme speed. Velocity is 2,612 meters per second. 1417. SCP-7601 collides with the energy field at 3,147 meters per second. Footnote 5. 9.5 times the speed of sound. The field bends inwards at the point of impact but holds. SCP-7601 continues to force itself against the field. 1418. Thaumaturgists report difficulty maintaining the energy field, and small tears form around the point of contact with SCP-7601. 1420. The field begins to disintegrate. Thaumaturgists abandon the half of the field opposite of SCP-7601 to focus their energy on the failing section. Loud popping and crackling sounds are heard up to 3.4 kilometers away from Site-19. 1424. Cracks emerge in the energy field and popping noises increase in volume. Thaumaturgists warn that SCP-7601 will break through in 1 to 4 minutes. All personnel within Site-19 are ordered to prepare for impact. The following log is security footage collected from Bunker 14, which was being used as protection from SCP-7601's assault on Site-19. Begin log. 12 researchers and 5 security personnel are within the bunker. Crackling and popping sounds from above are heard, followed by a deafening boom.
Wait, it couldn't have broken the barrier, could it?
No way. I know Haley. Footnote 6. Foundation Thaumaturgist, one of the 17 maintaining the energy barrier around the site. It couldn't have gotten through. The radio of Commander Yoris crackles to life. Yoris pulls up the radio closer to his face.
The entity has breached the field. It is inside the site.
The bunker's steel reinforced door is hit with a loud clang. A large inward dent in the door is visible.
Fuck!
Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god!
A second impact forces the door further inwards, creating several small fissures in the metal. Commander Yoris picks up an assault rifle and trains it on the door.
Everyone stay calm. Harold, throw some C4 by the door and get ready to detonate it when it gets through. Anna, give the eggheads some guns and show them how to use them. Everyone else, get ready to fire.
Agent Otao runs towards the door and places C4 on the ground. Agent North hands standard issue Foundation handguns to 4 of the researchers in the room.
Commander, after everything we've thrown at it, what could a few guns possibly hope to do?
Would you rather sit around and wait for it to get through?
Yeah.
The door is thrown off its hinges and flung into the back of the bunker. It collides with researcher Flint, breaking his arm and dislocating his shoulder. SCP-7601 extends.
I'm so glad all these people died. Really. They're so retarded. They're so retarded. It got shot with a high energy beam from space. And it did nothing. And you're just gonna, just do the Tom Hanks from Saving Private Ryan, shooting a fucking tank with a pistol. You're just gonna roll over and die? Yeah, actually, yeah. We just hit it with a nuclear weapon. I think this is where we actually do roll over, yes. What? You have fun. I'm just gonna accept death. It's too easy.
Its neck into the room.
Harold, now!
Look who it is. This is Ju Yuen, a public security officer.
Fair by a commercial.
She's among the best in criminal.
The C4 in front of where the door had stood detonates, obscuring the entrance with smoke. All 5 security personnel open fire with assault rifles. SCP-7601 emerges from the smoke unharmed. Armed researchers engage with handguns. After 20 seconds of firing, all security personnel run out of ammo and stop to reload. SCP-7601 looks directly at junior researcher Gunther and extends its neck towards him. Gunther backs away from SCP-7601's head, tripping in the process. He continues to back up on the floor until he is trapped in one of the bunker's corners.
No, what do you want from me?
Your soul.
SCP-7601 slowly approaches Gunther, who presses himself into the wall. SCP-7601 stops 2 centimeters from Gunther's face. An image from Gunther's body cam is shown below.
Hello! We've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty. What? Your car's extended warranty has expired. You should have received a letter in the mail informing you of this issue. Since you have not given us a response, this is our final attempt to reach you before we close out your file. Would you like to renew your car's warranty?
4 seconds of silence. Gunther looks to Commander Yoris, who shrugs.
No, thank you. Please.
SCP-7601 stares at Gunther for 6 seconds.
Okay, if at any point you wish to renew your car's extended warranty, please let us know. Have a splendid day.
SCP-7601
I literally said it from the fucking beginning. I was like, what if this thing just afflax you to death? Holy shit. Did we really just go through... I hope this is like... I don't know. I hope this is...
retracts its neck from the room at roughly 90 meters per second. This causes a gust of wind to blow throughout the room. End log. Following this log, SCP-7601 retracted its neck at an average speed of 1,200 meters per second. After 3 hours and 47 minutes, SCP-7601's neck had retracted to a length typical of a non-anomalous duck. Containment team successfully detained SCP-7601 while it was eating a hamburger bun in a dumpster. SCP-7601 has been provisionally contained at Site-198 until a method of stopping the extension of its neck can be devised. A Joint Foundation GOC mass amnestization program is underway. SCP-76...
No, bro, I think the real problem is with fucking car insurance. I think that's what we've learned. You need to get call blocker or something, or an email blocker, or an ad blocker for these goddamn car insurance companies, man. And Jehovah's Witness. Go ahead, throw them in there too. Fuck, man. I'm so glad I didn't do much talking and theorizing on this and use an overabundance of brain power to try to figure out what happened when in reality it was a fucking spam call. Really? From a fucking duck. You piece of shit. Scared the fuck out of me. What a goddamn travesty. I'm not mad. I'm not disappointed. I'm also not happy either. What the fuck? I thought these guys were professionals. Nah, we're just gonna troll the shit out of you. I was expecting some like fucking Michael Bay, Christopher Nolan type fucking action there at the very end. Nope.
Have you found Jesus?
No, man, I haven't. I knew it. I knew he was gonna get Affleck to death. Well, I didn't know. I called it, but like, cause I'm sitting here thinking like, what other danger could this animal pose, other than that? Oh my god, I suppose that the next one is gonna be a fucking like I don't know, a gecko that has access to the fucking Speed Force, and he's going around fucking just giving everybody insurance. I guess. I suppose. All right. Well, because I've seen the live action SCP stuff, and there was no kinds of trolling in that. That was like all 100% serious the whole time through and through, from start to finish. It was dead ass serious, and they were fighting something and getting fucked up. I assumed that all of this other stuff would be the same, like the same tone, the same dark nature that the live action shit that I saw was. Because there was no funny ha-has in there. There was no like, oh, you got me at the very end. There was none of that. So I assumed we'd be dealing with the same thing here. I was wrong. That's got to be the duck roll. That's got to be the first duck roll in history. Really. Like, dude. And Matt, I'm going to use this. I'm going to send this to my friend Jared just to piss him off. And all caps, I'm going to put, bro, must watch. Wait till the end. I'm going to do it. Because how long was that video? 15 minutes? Yo, the Rickroll is okay. That's like a couple seconds. You waste a couple seconds of my time? That's cool. But this video was 15 minutes. If I waste 15 minutes of your time, I know you're mad. But like, it's in a good way because that was funny. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. The new duck roll. If anyone has the patience to watch it, bro, they're gonna be in for a little treat. Elaine, hi, how are you? Okay, Astra, by chance, did you put anything on the list at all? I ain't checked. I knew there was nothing on there. I just went with the first thing I saw in chat. Okay. Oh. Oh well. Maybe he made one, maybe he didn't. Doesn't matter. Awful TikToker arrested for lying about her cancer. That's not surprising. We've seen this so many times. Well, I've seen plenty of this, actually. People faking cancer. The more popular one that people like to fake a lot is Tourette's. And it's just like, bro, you can't fool these people. You can't fool someone with Tourette's, and you can't fool someone that is a family member of someone with Tourette's. Unless you're the world's greatest actor and you can keep it up 24/7, and you can't. That's why y'all always get caught. I should have just typed in Sunny V2. It's probably a recent video. All that typing. Alright.
She was diagnosed.
And yeah, cancer is just one of those things that's it's kind of easy to lie about, because you can just tell someone like, yeah, I have cancer, but it's in remission, or yeah, I have a tumor, but it's benign, or yeah, if you even mention the word cancer, it's going to dramatically change how a person perceives you. even if you use a whole bunch of other medical terms that basically says you're gonna live, the second you say cancer, people are already looking at you differently and already feeling bad for you, already giving you pity and empathy and shit like that. So let's see how she goes about lying about it.
She was diagnosed with cancer, raised $37,000, but was given a heavy sentence as the cancer never existed. Born March.
Then where did the diagnosis come from? There's a doctor that needs to be going to jail, unless she faked it all herself.
2003, her name is Madison Russo, and she was a University of Iowa student when she began feeling, quote, just a little bit off. She experienced sporadic fevers, some bloody stools and random nosebleeds, leading to a checkup with her university doctor. On the 10th of February 2000.
Hold on. Just a little bit off. Sporadic fevers, some bloody stools, and random nosebleeds. I mean, I experienced that when I was about her age, really. All the drinking and shit I was doing, all the irresponsible shit I was doing, I guess, really. I mean, the bloody stools. Girl, you probably just took a fat shit, really. Random nosebleeds. Maybe you just have nosebleeds. Sporadic fevers. It's called flu season. A little bit off. I think the whole world feels a little bit off sometimes. Maddie?
Bleeds, leading to a checkup with her university doctor. On the 10th of February 2022, at the age of only 19, Maddie was given a diagnosis she never could have predicted.
I got the call from my oncologist and they found a mass on my pancreas and I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer at just 19 years old.
Out of 25 different cancers, pancreatic has the lowest chance of survival.
The 5-year outlook of survival is a slim 11%.
However, this initial announcement video was already somewhat suspicious. She kept on looking to the left like she was reading off a script, which would be a pretty strange approach to talking about a life experience. It's her looking at her script for me. Perhaps she wrote it out to keep her words concise, but also how she was diagnosed didn't sound right.
You don't just have an oncologist. It takes weeks, months. You have to find one that specializes in the kind of cancer you have.
These red flags were clearly overlooked as Maddie was featured by her local news, in which she'd stand by her original story.
And you know what's funny too? A lot of people that fake cancer, and I wonder if this girl's gonna do it. Probably not. We'll see. A lot of people that fake cancer, they don't go all out with it when they try to fake it, bro. Like if you're gonna try to fake cancer, don't be that one jackass that's trying to fake it, but you still leave a full head of hair on your head, bro. That's not how that works. And y'all be out here hair longer than mine talking about I got cancer. No, you don't. Or I'm going through chemo, and I've seen what people look like when they go through chemo. They look like a completely different person. They look frail. They look sickly, look small. They have no hair. Their skin looks just because of the radiation, man. So like, but none of them ever do that. You never shave your head. You never do all this stuff. You're just lazy about it, really. And I think that's just putting salt on the wound. The fact that you're so lazy, not just brazen, but just so lazy about it, really.
My phone rang and it said Iowa City Oncology. I stepped out of the classroom and took the call. They told me they had found a mass on my pancreas and that I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer. I was terrified and I definitely still am. I was in shock. I didn't think it could be true. I'm so young and I wondered how this could happen. I went through all the emotions and I was pretty numb. I remember hanging up the phone and I was a mess. I was literally bawling, but somehow I ended up getting the courage to wipe away my tears and went back into class disease, which now when I think about it was pretty crazy. You never want to get cancer, and if you do get diagnosed, you can't choose where you get it. Of all the ones, why does it have to be this one? Again implying to everyone that she'd been given the worst cancer possible. To make matters worse, surgery was not an option as my tumor is on the tail of my pancreas, and it's very deep-rooted. Doctors said that if they went in, the surgery would do more harm. There was more risk than reward, and as a result she'd instead be doing 15 rounds of oral chemotherapy along with 90 rounds of radiation. She'd document the journey as a way to help her cope, trying to act as an example that she could maintain looks and lifestyle. She'd write, round 14 of chemo ended last Friday, and by Sunday night, I decided to throw on my running shoes and see where they took me. Well, they took me 6 miles.
You do not do Girl, you don't do chemotherapy and then run 6 miles. You just don't, man. You just don't. Dude. I think the most exhausted I've been because of a medical chemical substance has been the gas chamber. I went to the gas chamber when I was younger in life. And when I left that gas chamber, like about 2 to 3 hours after leaving the gas chamber, bro, I was so exhausted physically, like simply just lifting my arms. I was just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's the most tired I had ever been in my entire life, just like physically. I couldn't go to sleep, but just like my body was, I just felt like a slug, man. And that was just from, I don't know, 45 seconds in a gas chamber. And you're doing chemo, radiation, orally, and the actual chemo, and you're going for a 6-mile run. I don't know if I believe you.
I'm thinking the bags of blood I received earlier in the week fueled this one and made me speedy.
No, we haven't watched this ticking because this came out 2 days ago.
Although to a person with leukemia named Anna Tower, this was again very strange. She wrote, when I saw Maddie's post about her going for a run, she looked pretty. She had all her hair and was strong enough to go running, a run I was missing since my diagnosis. So there I was sitting on the couch, looking at that post and asking myself what was I doing wrong? Why was I bald, weak, and couldn't even think about walking, let alone running? Walking to the car to get to the hospital was a challenge. I was thinking I did something wrong, or maybe that I was not strong enough, passively implying Maddie's appearance was also highly suspicious. People began to ask, how do you have chemo and keep all that beautiful hair? To which she'd post the following.
And your perfect skin, man. You know that someone going through chemo, even if they decide to put makeup on, you're still going to notice that they're going through chemotherapy. Again, I've had someone in my family go through this. They had cancer, and they went through chemo, a lot of it. And they beat cancer. Great. My aunt. And my aunt's not a makeup person, you know, my family anyway. The Hispanic ladies, they kind of give up that makeup shit once they become moms. They don't fucking care. And so she never wore makeup, but bro, I could just tell by looking at her, even if she were to put makeup on, even I would still notice what she was going through, right? I would still know. Any person would know. Cancer doesn't look like this, man. So, like, should have just ditched the makeup, stop going to the fucking tanning bed, stop working out, shave your head, and look as sickly as you possibly can, man.
Following video.
How I am keeping my hair during treatment with chemo and radiation. My mom found this. It's biotin with collagen and keratin.
Maddie claimed that she'd kept her hair by using vitamin supplements, but with comments like, I guess the biotin is stronger than the chemo, she'd adjust her claims.
You're right, we did see this girl on another video, but it wasn't for that long. It was like fleeting. It may have been an Angry Cops meme review or something.
Stating it did fall out sometimes.
I was like brushing my hair and a few like pieces were like coming out as I was brushing my hair.
Yeah, when people go through chemo, bro, And that's a lie.
Post this photo to
No, actually, that's all cuts. I can tell where you cut it. Hey, at least you cut it, right? You followed through. But when people have cancer and they start losing their hair, they don't lose it a couple strands at a time, like you said. They lose it in clumps. And that does not look like clumps, man. The hair is so brittle at that point that they could probably pull it out with their hands. Or just like running their hands through their hair, it'll just naturally start coming out, right? So this just looks like a pile of my hair whenever I get a haircut. This is what it looks like.
show she wasn't lying, but it was pretty damn obvious these were simply from a haircut. Additionally, Maddie was super tanned in every single photo, which again was weird.
Wouldn't the on just like an insane stroke of irony, wouldn't it be so ironic and so hilarious if she actually did get cancer and she got cancer from her habitual fucking tanning? Right? Because those tanning beds are not good for you ladies. They're not. Man. And you know that shit cooks your ovaries? I don't know if you knew that or not. Tanning beds, that shit cooks your insides. For ladies. You do this shit too much, I don't know, you run the risk of... What's the word sterile for females? Do you still use the word sterile for a female if she can't reproduce? Y'all run the risk of that shit, and on top of that, bro, I mean, the whole brown, just be your color, man. The whole tanning thing, that shit does not even register to me when it comes to ladies. Like, oh, look how tan she... I don't give a fuck. So... On a stroke of irony, it would just be hilarious if she actually did get cancer from all the goddamn tanning that she does. And then she's gonna say, guys, I actually have cancer, and then no one's gonna believe you. And then you'll die, and no one will know. That wouldn't that be funny? Sorry.
As they don't let you tan or use self-tanners during chemo. Her response, get this, was that the radiation treatment was keeping her golden brown. Maybe this radiation was also recharging her energy, as Maddie gave talks at St. Ambrose University, the SAU Generosity Night, and for the National Pancreas Foundation.
What's the vetting process for this type of shit? What's the vetting process? You just let anybody get up there and well, let me guess. You just said, hey, I have cancer, showed you a couple of fucking TikTok videos, gave you some wonky ass paperwork, and you're like, oh, alright. That's crazy.
In the process, she'd appear on podcasts.
How would you define the term pancreatic cancer?
The first word that comes to mind is just ugly.
Before announcing she'd gotten a second type of cancer. It is with heartbreak and shock that I share the news.
Pancreatic cancer.
The first word that comes to mind is just...
No one who has cancer smiles about it when they're talking about it. I don't know, maybe there's just that one old guy that's just a savage, and he don't really give a shit. He's like, God gave me 50 years. I'm good. Fuck this cancer. Whatever. Right? You might... those are like outliers. But for the most part, man, cancer patients, they don't smile like this. They don't smile when they're talking about their condition to other... It's not a happy conversation or matter to discuss at all. It never is under any circumstance. So unless the person that actually has it makes a joke, that's always funny. I've seen cancer patients on their bed, on their deathbed, cracking jokes. That's one thing. But we know you're lying, and look at you, smiling about it. Smiling about it because you know you're getting away with it for now.
Just ugly.
Before announcing she'd gotten a second type of cancer. It is with...
And then people that describe cancer, they describe it as hard. They describe it as unbearable. They describe it as awful. They describe it as excruciating. They describe it as something that they wouldn't even wish on their worst enemy. And you're just like, it's ugly. Jesus Christ, girl. Remind me of a Kardashian.
heartbreak and shock that I share the news that my cancer has spread to my blood and is acute lymphoblastic leukemia on top of my original diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. Should therefore update her go.
But I'm gonna keep looking like a fucking runway model for the next 8 years with all these problems while you other fucking peasants look awful and bald and all that. Have fun with that. I'm a goddess. Alright.
Fund me, writing Maddie's cancer has been progressively getting worse and has spread all over her body, including throughout her blood and also on her spine. She's tried everything and given it her all. Chemo, radiation, and other methods have no longer helped. As a result,
Man, doesn't that seem like such a fantastical diagnosis that more than one doctor would want to have a look at you? Right? I mean, I've never had cancer. I had a family member that had cancer, and I don't know a lot about cancer. I can tell you about epilepsy, but I can't tell you anything about cancer. But what she just said, that seems like something so over the top medically that more than one doctor would actually probably want to have a look at this girl. Really. Like another doctor in another state, another cancer doctor in another country, he'll see this and be like, wow, holy, that's all over her body, including throughout her blood, also on her spine. Let me get a look at this just for, you know, continuity later. She might die, but I want to look at this. Maybe another set of eyeballs, maybe I can fix it. Maybe I can be the one. Maybe I can study it. Maybe I can do this. Nothing. No, not at all.
Chemo, radiation, and other methods have no longer helped. As a result, donations flooded in, totaling $37,800. Maddie's close family friend Peggy Ohl, whose husband died of pancreatic cancer, also sent Maddie a whole package of support materials, including $500 in gift cards. To keep the money rolling in, Maddie befriended a fellow cancer patient named Charlie, who passed away in October 22, leading Maddie to make the following post. This just absolutely breaks my heart. Charlie and I would text each other daily, talking about all the ups and downs of both our battles with cancer, and she was seriously just a sweet, genuine soul. We were the same age, lived within minutes of each other, and could relate to each other 100%. Sadly, it seemed Maddie's cancer was also getting worse, as she'd post a compilation showing everything she'd been through. Included were photos of her in hospital, although it would be through these that Maddie was finally exposed.
Help! Help!
Hold on. I don't know, man. Like, I can't tell you. Just going off of these pictures, I honestly can't tell you what's wrong. And I can't. I don't know if my aunt went through this, man, because whenever she was battling it out with cancer, I was deployed, so I didn't get to see, like, I came home on leave and saw her small and tiny and fragile and decrepit and, you know, all that stuff. But I never saw her bring home any of this shit. This looks like, you don't even look like you're in a hospital here. You got the TikTok leggings on, probably a North Face jacket, holding an IV thing, whatever. That seems like a very basic IV rig. What, do you do that yourself? Do you put the IV in yourself? Do you have someone to put the IV in for you? Like, what's the thing here? And here, you're still not in a hospital. Every cancer patient I've seen multiple photos where they're in a hospital attached to multiple fucking wires, man. And like, it's a crazy setup that they have in these hospital rooms. And in both of these pictures, you're in a house. I mean, look at it. You're in a house. The air vent, the fan, 4 walls probably. You're in a house with a lamp in the background. And right here, it looks like, I don't know, you're in the laundry room or something. Actually, probably the bathroom. Taking selfies. If your cancer was that bad, man, you wouldn't be walking around like this, but your spine, your blood, all that shit. from the worst possible cancer, which is pancreatic, to leukemia, and it's just like, wow.
Though it would be through these that Maddie was finally exposed. TikToker Scrub Hacks, who worked inside a hospital, noticed Maddie's medical equipment was installed incorrectly.
What is going on with that chessport?
See, like, see, it just doesn't look. And on top of that, again, like, I'm no medical professional, but like, you're in a house, man. You're in a house. I've never, short of like assisted living and like an in-home caretaker, I've never seen IVs in a home for a cancer patient all by herself. It just doesn't seem real.
I am not a chemo nurse, but this doesn't look like a port to me. The dressing is really screwed up with her feeding tube that's not primed. Let's go closer to her nose. Is that the end of the feeding tube?
One comment clarified, chemo nurse here and that ain't a port, again confirmed by a medical doctor.
You can see that the actual positioning of the port per se is not accurate. Also, the way that it's secured, the type of tape that's used, is not the same clinical tape that we would use in the hospital.
Compare Maddie's port to that of Anna Tower, and the difference is almost comical.
And I don't know if you've ever seen a cancer port. They're not usually this sloppy.
But the equipment problems didn't end there.
There's nothing in that bag. This would be where the nutrition would be. And if she was actually being fed via feeding tube, this tube would be full of this white liquid. There's nothing in that, so she would just be pumping air into her stomach.
Other photos featured the same inaccuracies.
Here's another one. No substances in the tubing, and her port is still messy. Also, do you see that right there? That little purple spot? Yeah, that's supposed to be down in her stomach.
All of which were taken not inside a hospital, but instead her own apartment.
See?
Every other photo was simply found on Google.
This is a picture she posted. That is a European outlet. This picture is from Google.
Except for some other extremely shameful posts.
This picture alone should put her in jail. She took this picture, drained from chemo era. This was on her TikTok. Somebody reverse image searched it and found an actual person with cancer. She literally stole this photo.
Maddie took photos of actual cancer patients and posted them to her TikTok as if they were her own. Well, as a result, police received a report that Russo had
Wait, hold on. That looks like a surgery, right? Isn't that where your pancreas is? Right? I took biology in high school. I can't recall. Pancreas, right here. Down low. Right? And she said prior that surgery couldn't do anything. Wolf, take it easy, man. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for chilling. I'm sorry I couldn't talk with you more. I'm trying to, get through these. But I appreciate you being here, man. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow or the next day. Well, not tomorrow. We'll be live on Twitch on Monday. Be doing a music stream. No, Elaine, that's fine. And I appreciate it. Thank you. She said earlier in the video that surgery couldn't be done and that the doctors wouldn't recommend it. The risk did not outweigh the reward. But this looks like surgery. It looks like surgery to me.
Were her own. Well, as a result, police received a report that Russo had taken money and donations from more than 439 donors, leading to a warrant to search the Bettendorf apartment of Madison Marie Russo. There, police found a brown paper bag with medical supplies, an IV pole with a feeding pump filled with cotton balls, 2 boxes of transparent dressing and a wig, plus a brand new 2023 Kia Sportage purchased with her GoFundMe money. Police then searched Maddie's medical records, taken from Genesis Trinity, which showed that although Russo was a patient, she was never treated for any cancers or tumors. Police therefore froze her bank account, and Maddie was arrested.
Damn.
6 months later, Maddie appeared in court, making the wild claim that she had a broken family, and faking cancer was her strategy to bring them back together.
I didn't do this for money or greed. I didn't
Oh my god. Oh my god.
do this for attention.
Where's Donut Operator when you need him? With his fucking enhanced software. Fine. I'll do it myself. Enhance. 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 I see no fucking tears, girl. Jesus Christ. If I was the director, I'd be like, cut, god damn it, can we get her some Visine? Jesus. We're trying to have an emotional scene here. Lies. Lies. Lies.
I did this in an attempt to try and get my family back together.
And in none of your posts, and in none of your TikToks, and in none of your GoFundMe shit did you once mention your family. You mentioned yourself, a dead friend, and yourself.
It didn't work, and it only got worse.
Maddie's lawyer then explained how being exposed ruined Maddie's life.
At the gym, she's had people approach her and verbally accost her.
Yeah.
She has been at the store where she's been flipped off and cursed.
So what are you, what is it? Attorney lady? What is it? What? Life's not fair? You do something terrible and people are mean to you because you did something terrible? What's the charge? Who are you trying to put this on? Oh my god. Jesus. Like, if this was a male attorney, I guarantee the male attorney here would be like, listen, girl, you're guilty as hell. You're gonna have to make a plea bargain of some kind, okay? The road ends here. You're gonna have to make a plea. You're gonna have to plead guilty to something, okay? Otherwise, I can't help you. That's it. Your Honor, she's ready. Leave it up to the female to be like, oh, people are mean to her. They're just awful. They're the worst. Like, I understand she faked cancer, but there's no reason to be vile. There's no reason to be upset. Like, oh my god. Leave it up to a woman to protect another woman when that woman makes terrible decisions. You never hold each other accountable. But then again, you're getting paid to do this, so, like, I kind of understand, but fuck, dude.
And yelled at.
Although those who were deceived still demanded extra punishment.
I hope Maddie Russo is held responsible. I hope Maddie Russo has to spend a great deal of time in jail. I hope Maddie Russo has to pay restitution. She preyed on my emotions and my giving nature.
The judge determined that Maddie had shown remorse.
I doubt that you will ever commit a crime like this again.
But still charged her with first-degree theft. As a result, Maddie was given a 10-year suspended prison sentence, 100 hours of community service, a $1,370 fine, and she was ordered to repay $39,000 to those who donated to her GoFundMe. However,
So she got 100 hours of community service with a fine of like $5,000. $5,000. Why do I say $5,000? Well, because she's gonna have to sell that car. That car was her biggest purchase. And she's ordered to repay $39,000. That car was around, I don't know, 40-ish, right? That's what it said, about 40-ish thousand. So you take the car, you sell the car. Cars depreciate like a motherfucker. So you're gonna get maybe half of that, maybe 19 grand, maybe 18. I'm being generous here. You'll probably get like 6. 19, something like that. Generous. And then the $1,000 fine. And then pay all that money back. And then, I don't know. Yeah. She's left with about $5,000 from all of it. I don't know.
However, her donors still weren't happy. As a pancreatic cancer patient who donated to her, GoFundMe refunded the money. This sentence is appalling. She lied to the court. This was for greed, not her family. To cause people—
And the judge is a moron too, because it was like, he's like, I believe that you'll never do this again. Oh my god. It's the slap on the wrist bullshit, dog. Here was your chance. Here was your chance to discourage anyone from doing this ever again. This was your chance, and you failed. Now everyone else is going to see this and be like, 100 days community service? That's it? And I gotta pay back what? This much money? I probably made more than that, so fuck it. I'm gonna try my hand. Maybe I can get away with it. Because the punishment's not that bad. You had an opportunity here to, I don't know, make an example. I couldn't be a judge. I couldn't be a judge, man. I'd be making examples out of everybody. And then I would probably get disbarred. I wouldn't be unfair. Like, I wouldn't give you 5 years for jaywalking, right? But like, I would make examples out of motherfuckers, bro, if I was a judge, and they'd probably get rid of me. Really. I saw one judge one time. He handed down a punishment to this man, and he said, I am giving you the absolute most that I am legally allowed to give you. I hope you know that. He's like, if I could triple this sentence, if I could quadruple it, I would. But I can't. And that right there, I feel like that's the kind of judge I would be if I was one, man. I'd be making examples out of motherfuckers. Yo, Don with the 5. You got yelled at? That's cute. Get on my quarter deck and start pushing until I retire. Yeah, that's why most veterans, whenever you see them out in public and someone gets in their face or starts screaming at them or starts getting wild with them, they just walk away, man. There's nothing you can say, and you can't scream louder than a drill sergeant. I don't think there's a single civilian in this country that can scream louder than a drill sergeant, right? So you kind of just get like immune to it. Like, whatever, dog. I've been yelled at louder. Probably been hit harder too, so you ain't really scaring anybody. And even if it's by like your boss, that's why I feel that a lot of a lot of veterans thrive in the workplace, especially in a difficult workplace, because getting yelled at is just a way of life, really. That's it. You got that one civilian. I mean, hell, guys, you remember that one video we saw, that Starbucks employee, this one dude that was like literally crying on shift because like it was only him and 4 other employees, and there was like really long lines and the customers were being mean to him, right? You put a veteran behind that desk at that Starbucks, and he's gonna be like, I don't really give a fuck, man. These people are gonna get their coffee either way. I don't care if they're mad. I don't care if the line is 10 miles long. You get your coffee when you get it, really. No amount of complaining, no amount of screaming, cussing, telling me you're late for work is gonna make it go any faster. I don't give a shit, really. And when it comes to getting yelled at by your boss, a lot of people just get fucking angry. Boss is yelling at me. As a veteran, you go into the civilian world and you get yelled at, you're just like, let me get back to work. Sounds good. I got it. Right. Cool. You actually remind me of my squad leader. He's an idiot too. Alright though. Good talk. I'm back. That's great. Chad, hello. How are you? I was in a power outage until just now. That's what that was? So it wasn't my fault. It was just wherever you live, shitty infrastructure. You know, I'm honestly surprised the internet doesn't go out here and the power doesn't go out here more often. I think the power grid where I live is like really, really good. Because where I live in Virginia, I live like, I don't know, 30 minutes away from the beach. And so we get everything from the beach. water, humidity, rain, fucking, we just sit in like this little vortex because it's like where I live, and then it's water, more land, then the beach, and then on the opposite side, it's water and then land, right? So it's just like this little vortex area of just like kind of shit weather every like I don't know other day, and I'm surprised the power doesn't go out here more than what it does, but I think they took this place's weather into account whenever they kept, you know, adding. Just read an article that there's a few bands who are not going to be going to Shell Shock 2 music festival because Kyle Rittenhouse is going to be the guest. Well, then I guess you're not going to be making any money. It's that easy. I guess. Man, let me think of someone that I really dislike. Don Lemon. I genuinely dislike that man. But if I was a band and someone was going to pay me thousands of dollars to play my music, and Don Lemon's there, I'm still making my money. What's the problem? The fuck? Oh. Trading in money for feelings. God damn, imagine the pathetic nature of you trading money for feelings. I don't think you should sell your soul for money, but you're trading money for feelings and emotions. Ugh. I can't imagine you make good music if that's the case. Ugh. That's gross. That's disgusting. I can't associate with those kinds of people, John, so never recommend those bands during a music stream. I mean, you can't just act like a bitch and then I'm just like, all right, cool. That's unbecoming. All right, what are we doing next? Oh yeah, Elaine told me she made a list. It wasn't long or anything, but she made one. I should take that off. There we go. I'm actually down to watch both of these. All right. What do y'all want to do first? You know what? I'm doing this one first. Star Talk. My thoughts on NASA's budget. NASA's budget. I mean, I haven't really. I haven't really given much thought to NASA in years, to be honest. Elon Musk has made it to where I think people have forgotten that NASA even exists. But no, NASA exists. And as far as their budget, I believe didn't their budget get cut during the Obama years? I'm not, and we're not gonna make this political. I'm not talking shit about Obama or vice versa or whatever the fuck. But wasn't NASA's funding cut like during Obama's administration? And if it was, I can't even remember the reason on why the budget was cut. I mean, I don't know. when it comes to NASA, I mean, should they have a bigger budget or should they have a lesser budget than they do right now? Again, with Elon Musk on the forefront of fucking space exploration, it's hard to really even say, because NASA is still an integral part of this nation. And not just of this nation, but of the world. It's discovery, right? So the question is, how much is discovery worth to you? How much is discovery worth to America? How much is discovery worth to the world? That's what the budget should be, I guess. Right? I mean, if you leave it up to the politicians, I feel like they would straight up just rip everything from fucking NASA. Some of them don't care or give a shit, but there's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of important people that do, and I just feel like it's important overall, right? Because yeah, Elon's doing his thing, but NASA is the foundation for what Elon is doing. So can't really forget about them, and there's still much more to explore and much more to learn and figure out. So to say cancel NASA, that's stupid. To say defund NASA, that's stupid. To lower their budget, I mean, fuck, I don't think we should, really. If anything, don't touch it. Because it seems to be okay right now. I mean, I'm not on the ends of NASA and on the ends of astronomy or astrology, right? So I don't actually know what they need. And I also haven't heard them complain. So either leave the budget as is or raise it, really. Because it's all in the pursuit of exploration. So, again, it's all a matter of how much does exploration mean to you? And how much are you willing to pay for it? Believe you me, I wish it was free. Because then there would be no limit to the shit we could explore. But it's not. It costs billions and trillions of dollars. And I can understand why people would want to cut the budget for NASA. We're trillions of dollars in debt. But again, trillions of dollars in debt, it's so big that do you really think that that debt is even going to move if we defund NASA or cut their budget? Because I hear that excuse from a lot of people. If they ain't doing anything, man, cut their budget. Fuck it, we in debt. Let's use that money to take care of the debt. the budget for NASA doesn't even come close. It's not even a drop in the water to our debt. So removing budgets or shortening the budget for NASA wouldn't help in that case at all. It's too much of an insurmountable amount. Well, it's not insurmountable, but it's insurmountable thinking that you can just cut NASA's budget and it'll make the debt lower or something like that. I've heard people use that as an excuse before. I think that the budget is fine, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know these things. Neil's going to talk about it. I'm so glad it's Neil. I didn't know it was Neil. Pregnancy cravings are crazy. French dressing all over the cup of noodles. Yeah, that's a crazy one. I did the math in my head and with my taste buds. Yeah, I'm not trying that one. Enjoy it, but not me. Okay, here we go.
Have you ever wondered how much money NASA gets from the federal government? There's some people who are sure it's too much. Why are we spending money up there when we could be spending money down here? They see the James Webb Space Telescope.
10 billion space telescope reveal. Okay.
They might even admire the images, but they look at all the problems on Earth and say, we need to solve those problems first. Well, hard to argue against that. But I think of things a little differently. Imagine it's 30,000 years ago and we're all in a cave. And the youngins, they go to the cave door and they pry it open. They peeked out the cave door and they see mountains and valleys and plants and fruit. And they don't have words for this yet because they only just now discovered it through the open door, and they want to go explore. So they go back to the cave elders and say, we'd like to explore what's beyond the cave door. And the elders,
no, we need to fix everything that's here and focus on this and never leave because we're comfortable and we know this. We don't know that. We don't know what's out there and all that stuff. And yeah, I get it.
have a caucus, and they think about it, and they judge whether it's wise or foolish to engage in this kind of activity. And
But without exploration, man, you can't. I agree with Neil. Without exploration, you can't progress. Without exploration, you can't. Like, think of Christopher Columbus. What if that bastard never fucking sails, man? Right? It's stuff like that. And we look to space because we've discovered everything here on Earth. We have a periodic table, right? We have resources. We know how to extract those resources. We have oceans. We know how to explore those oceans. We still can't reach the very bottom because of our tech, but everything that is to be learned about the planet that we stand on at the moment, for the most part, has been learned. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, there's still new discoveries every day, but you know what I'm talking about? Those discoveries are few and far in between that it's like, you know, with space, it's infinite. It's infinite knowledge. And if we can somehow, some way in the future manage to get from this rock to another rock and extract resources and bring them back to this rock, we're good. Or if we could get from this rock to another rock, we can just inhabit that rock. You know what I mean? So everything that space exploration can only lead to the benefit of humans. There's no other way. You just need to give it time. And this shit doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't even happen over the course of a decade, sometimes not even a millennium. But you have to give it time. Because that's what exploration does. It pushes you further. And for survivability purposes, Elon Musk ain't playing. We're going to have to find means off this planet. Not in our lifetime, but eventually, bro. Like, it's just... I get it, but...
they return to the young ones and they say, no, we have cave problems that we need to solve first before you explore beyond the cave. The very construct of that scenario is absurd.
But if we explore past the cave, maybe we can find other caves. And maybe we can find things that we can bring back to our current cave and make our current cave better. Almost like upgrades, right?
Absurd. Because you know the value of discovery beyond the cave door. So when I hear someone on Earth, on this speck of rock called Earth, say, we have Earth problems, let's solve them first, before we explore the rest of the universe, all I can think of is this conversation in the...
If you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, Earth really doesn't have any problems. Think about how big the universe is, and think about the grand scheme of things. Think about the course of human history. The fact that we haven't annihilated ourselves with nuclear weapons yet, the Earth ain't got no problems. Yeah, we got minor individual issues all over the world, right? With 7 billion of us, there's bound to be a couple of fucking problems. But bigger picture, big scope, the fact that we're not using nuclear weapons and we're not destroying ourselves, that's a win, really. We're good. There's nothing to fix. As long as we continue to live in a world where we don't use nukes against one another, that's good. Everything's working. Because I look at the bigger picture. Yeah, you got politicians that make things seem this way. You got this, you got that. You got a whole bunch of noise, bro. A whole bunch of fucking noise. But at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is we haven't nuked ourselves into oblivion. So that's a win. The Earth is fine. That's really the only thing we need to actually keep an eye on, and a grasp on, and a lid on. All this other bullshit, color v color, politician versus politician, Democrat versus Republican, that shit don't fucking matter. Really, at the end of the day, it's little shit. And I understand it's a problem and things should be fixed, but at the same time, got problems in this country, like homelessness, for example. Let's just say, let's just say that we strip NASA of everything. No more funding, nothing. Net fucking zero. Net zero for NASA. That still wouldn't fix the homelessness problem. That still wouldn't fix the fentanyl problem. That still wouldn't fix any of the problems that currently plague our nation right now. Man, this is going to take more than that. It's going to take trillions, man, because that's how much we're in debt. We need trillions to get out of debt, trillions to prosper, and trillions to keep going. And right now, we're moving in reverse, taking 5 steps forward and 27 steps back. So at the end of the day, man, fuck it. Let NASA do their thing. Let them keep exploring. Because every dollar the government saves, it doesn't really seem to fix those potholes in the road, does it? Doesn't really seem to fix those bridges now, does it? Doesn't really seem to fix the fucked up neighborhoods, does it? So we take away money from NASA. And what do you think that money's gonna do when the federal government takes it away from NASA? Do you think it's gonna go to you? Do you think it's gonna go to your mom? Do you think it's gonna go to your dad? No! These politicians are gonna grab this money, they're gonna pull it together, and they're probably gonna distribute this shit out amongst themselves. Because that's how it works. We're not gonna see any of that money, and that money's not gonna do anything to go anywhere. That money is perfect where it is. So,
cave. But holding
it's gonna go to some stupid bullshit like fucking Ukraine or Iran or some other fucking country, or it's just gonna go to themselves. I would assume they would just fucking keep it and just pocket that shit, because at the end of the day, you know, it's their money. Technically, it's our money, but and on top of that, if it is our money, shouldn't we have a say-so on if NASA stays funded or not? Because I feel the majority of people would vote for NASA to stay funded. And you don't even have to be a crazy scientific mind to want NASA to stay funded. It's just that you believe in exploration. You believe in knowledge and the knowledge you can get from exploration. And that's how a society and a civilization progresses. Not just on land, but above and beyond. Right? It's like, I don't know.
Aside, let's quantify some of these costs. If you look at the budget that NASA receives, that pays for everything that's NASA branded, our portion of the International Space Station, the rovers on Mars, the mission that went past Pluto, the mission to deflect an asteroid, DART, Double Asteroid Redirect Test, all the missions. All the it's continuing to pay for the Hubble telescope. All of this, add it all together, it comes to, in the forward budget, 2025,
after taxes, what is it?
Comes to $25 billion.
25 billion. That's not a lot. 25 billion, guys. Think about our federal government. Think about America, man, and our GDP. 25 billion is not that much money. Man, actually. My guess was actually a little bit lower. But that's compared to what America spends on other shit, 25 billion is a relative small amount. I feel.
And change. 25 billion. So that's a lot of money. Well, is it?
It's not.
Is it? In the big picture, is it?
That's what I said. Think about it. Big picture, it's not a lot of money.
Well, let's look at the federal budget.
To you, it's a lot of money. To you, that shit's like generation altering money. But it's, chump change.
How much money annually does the federal government spend? Last I checked, it's around $7.3 trillion.
And one of those trillion is responsible for for defense. You know, that's a good question. Hold on now.
It's around
the budget. American. The American budget, $7.3 trillion. NASA gets $25 billion. Guys, I'm telling you, it's not that much. And let me look up the DoD's 2024 defense budget was signed into law on December 22nd, 2023 at $841 billion. Guys, I was right. Almost 1 trillion of that overall budget goes to defense, with only 25 going to NASA. I'm not mad. I'm just telling you, it's not a lot. The disparity is massive. I love that we spend that much money on defense, even if we go broke, because we save to a degree, kind of.
$7.3 trillion. Okay, all we have to do is take the ratio of 25 billion to 7 trillion. And when you do that,
the percentage is so small that you're just like, wow, they don't give NASA anything. Watch.
You arrive at 0.35% of the federal budget.
Yeah. You know that it's funny. I found out if Bill Gates were to lose 99% of his wealth, he would still have $1.3 billion left. And I mention that because it's almost the same fucking thing. It's a similar representation.
You arrive at 0.35% of the federal budget. So here's a dollar, your tax dollar here in the good old USA. 0.35% is a little over a third of a penny on a tax dollar. So if this represents 100 pennies, because it's a dollar, I'm going to remove from it 1/3 of 1 penny.
Literally the smallest.
Let's go ahead and do that.
The smallest piece.
And
you
I'm
can
going to cut
right there.
0.35%.
Probably can't even cut it.
Of the width of this dollar.
Yep.
There it goes.
That's how much NASA gets. I told you it wasn't a lot.
This is NASA.
Uh-huh.
This is the rest of what the U.S. government is spending money on.
So when you say, man, why can't we just focus on shit here on Earth? We are. I don't know where y'all are pulling this shit from, that we're spending fucking decillions on fucking... No, man, no, it's...
Are you really telling me don't spend that on space? No, that's a waste of money. Fold this back into the 99.65% of the federal budget to make everything better. Really? Really? Yes, money goes.
Now, I wonder, here's something I wonder, since he's holding that dollar bill, he just cut off like the smallest sliver from that dollar bill. Doesn't that make it non-legal tender now? Obviously, he'd still be able to use this dollar. To the untrained eye, someone takes it. Oh, cool. You pay for something, the clerk takes it. Okay, cool, here's your change. Right? But technically, that note is no longer valid, correct? It no longer holds any value because it's been altered. In a way. I mean, I've used dollar bills that were slightly ripped or torn, and people still took it. But this was something that was just completely removed. I don't know.
Goes to curing cancer. It goes to trying to solve the homeless problem. It goes to all of those things. Yes, it does.
I said that at the very beginning, but no one would believe me, so I'm glad Neil's saying it.
NASA just happens to be really visible in everything it does. Think about that. If NASA received the budget people thought it was getting, it would have a way bigger budget than 0.35.
If NASA had the budget that people think that NASA has, I feel like NASA would have already beat Elon to Mars. Or they would have already beat Elon to whatever the fuck Elon is trying to do, which is inhabit another planet. Maybe, maybe not, but I feel like if they had more of a budget that people think they do, yeah.
Of 1 cent out of a tax dollar. All I'm saying is, I don't think you have an argument to suggest that we're spending.
Being rare is embracing every version of yourself.
Too much money on.
And matter of fact, we're not spending enough money on space exploration. But here's the thing. America is not the only country that is studying space, right? So if you think about it, we could put in $200 billion into NASA's budget instead of 25, but that extra 175 billion, that slack is going to be picked up by other countries who are also doing the same shit that America is doing on the final frontier. Right? So I guess the logic would be we don't have to overspend. Other countries are also doing this. There's probably private citizens that do this too. You know what I mean? So, or like private contracting companies that also stare at the sky, right? Individual scientists that also stare at the sky. So maybe that's the thought process. There's no reason in overspending because the whole world is studying this. It's not just us. Maybe.
NASA. Because when I remove that too much money off the side of a dollar bill, you can't even tell the difference.
No,
NASA
you can't at all. But again, my question was, is it still legal tender?
has been a bigger fraction of the federal budget in the past. In the 1960s, we were going to the moon.
Had to be.
We had to beat the godless communists there,
Yeah.
all right? Our sworn Cold War enemy, the Russians, the Soviet Union. So, yeah, the whole country was behind that, fulfilling President Kennedy's dream, an assassinated beloved president, right? You know we're going to make good on that promise to put a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth before the decade is out. I get that. But just consider, in that decade, how...
You know what would have been funny? To see the looks on the NASA engineers' faces whenever John F. Kennedy said, we're going to go to the moon before the decade's over. Right? And imagine that they haven't gotten their funding yet. And Kennedy says that. And the people at NASA are like, who? Who's going to the moon? We can't even get off the launch pad. What? And then they get their funding and they're like, oh, thank God. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we got this. Yeah. All right. I thought they were just going to leave us high and dry and tell us to pull a miracle out of our ass. That shit probably would have been funny.
hopeful we all were of the future. What mood it created within us. Yes, we had problems. Civil rights movement, the Cold War, a hot war in Southeast Asia, campus unrest. Yeah, there was problems in the world. But you know what else we were doing? You didn't have to wait more than a week, maybe 2 weeks, before there was a cover story in Life magazine. Earlier on,
It
maybe
makes you forget about all the other unnecessary petty bullshit that's happening. Because space is much bigger than all of us will ever be.
Collier's magazine, Time magazine, and these are big magazines. People read these every week. There'd be a headline, the food of tomorrow, homes of tomorrow, transportation of tomorrow. There's a lot of tomorrow.
There was a lot of tomorrow talk. And guess what? Tomorrow happened. And a lot of these things that were, well, they weren't promised, but they were hinted at, never came to fruition. And people were like, okay, yeah. And we got to the moon and that was cool and all, but you know, you talked about a whole bunch of other stuff that we ain't really seen, man, so we don't really care about NASA no more. Maybe that's how it went. Because you keep like promising, because like that was it. Even as kids, they asked you, what do you think the future is gonna be like? Flying cars, all this, blah blah blah, only to realize that none of the shit that we thought exists. It's just like a sad reality once you grow up. And that was the sad reality of just like the amazing time of the 60s and the space race and stuff like that. It was nothing but promises of infinite opportunity and exploration and knowledge and prosperity and shit like that, and just like, and it didn't go that way. It didn't go the way that it was being presented, right? And
We were going to the moon. The Apollo program was funded. That represented our future of science.
I'm still pissed off that we haven't gone back to the moon for any reason, set up shop there. Like, I don't know, am I dumb, or is going to the moon and actually trying to establish something on the moon first to see if we can do it and to see if people can actually live on another rock that's not ours before we go to Mars? You would have think that we would have done that already. I don't know, man, some kind of like halfway point between the moon and the International Space Station, or the International Space Station is like the halfway point between the moon and there's like a colony up there. I thought we would have done that by now. I thought that we would have inhabited that by now. I thought we would have done something there by now, or at the very least gone back, man, and actually had, I don't know, real life 4K footage of man walking on the moon instead of the grainy conspiracy theory shit that we got all those years ago. Put an end to the naysayers. We actually did step on the moon and we'll do it again. Let me prove it. Kind of pissed off that didn't fucking happen. And then what? The only footage that NASA had of the actual original moon landings was accidentally deleted from their files at NASA. There's a lot of stuff that NASA's done over the years that kind of pissed me off. There's a lot of things that they haven't done that pisses me off, but for the most part, they're still necessary.
Our future of technology, how we would live, work, and play as the exemplar free nation of this world. So, as we get wealthier, we can keep the same budget for NASA, and it would become a smaller and smaller fraction of the total.
No, it's not that going to the moon is expensive. It's always been the same price. It's just that the budget went down. Did you see how much the budget was in the 60s compared to what it is now in the 2020s? It was like a 400% difference. The budget's gone. So all of these things that they said, they were great at the time, but nothing ever kept going with it. It was like you start a puzzle, but then you quit doing it with, like, I don't know, 75 pieces left. No, like, a continuation of what's already been started would have been great, but it was like, oh, we went to the moon, fuck it. Done. Not going back there. The only reason we wanted to go there is just to beat the Soviets. We did that, fuck it. That would not have been my plan. I mean, yeah, sure, let's beat the Russians, but like after that, man, after that, the progression, there was no progression. It just kind of just like fell to the wayside for some reason. It was like, oh well. And so,
That's what happens when your federal budget goes up.
There may be a reason, and it might be a good reason. I'm still not happy about it. So,
if not everything goes up with it, it shows a lower fractional commitment that the government is allocating to that cause. So that happens too. And there's a little bit of both. All I'm saying is, how much is the universe worth to you?
I love how he's like subtly flipping off the people that think that NASA gets too much funding. That's what I said. How much is the universe worth to you? That's exactly what I said, yeah. How much is exploration worth to you? How much is knowledge worth to you, man? If it's worth nothing, then I guess you'd be in the group of people that that want to take away more funding from NASA. But if you're like me and you believe that it's important, because it's always been important, because our forefathers, our ancestors, who's to say that we would be here today if they didn't do the exploration that they did, go to the places that they did, invade the lands that they did, take over the lands that they did, seek out more information, more knowledge. Would we be here today if our ancestors hadn't done that? Just sat on their ass, sat on their hands, and been like, well, I like the view. Ain't no reason to go nowhere else. Fuck it. Chilling. I don't care about nothing. I don't care about nothing else. I don't want to know. I'm not curious. I'm just here. Nah, man. That's not fun. Even if you die in the pursuit is, you know, the human thing. You think people will be obsolete in 200 years? Nah. There's still way too much shit that we rely on a daily basis that still requires people. Oil rigs still require people. The construction of buildings, houses, still requires people. Law enforcement is still going to require people. And if law enforcement ever goes to AI and like on some iRobot shit, I'm out of this country. Fuck that. We're still going to need We're still going to have people in 200 years. It's just you're going to have a lot more people working from home in 200 years. You're going to have a larger majority of the population working from inside their house, working from home, remote jobs, shit like that. But you'll still have people, man. Oil rigs can't run themselves. Like I said, planes can't fly themselves. You know, buses can't drive themselves. And if we live in, I'm telling you, if we start to live in a world where all this shit relies on electronics, I don't want to get on a plane and there's no human pilot, because then who am I going to fucking blame? And then who's going to pay me if the plane crashes and I get injured? There's no one to blame. Oh, sorry, AI, man. You knew the deal when you bought the ticket. Nah. Are you talking about money? Like physical, tangible money? Nah, it'll still exist. In 200 years? I mean, will it still look like the dollar? Who knows? We might go into some Fallout shit and we pay for everything in caps. But there will still be a physical, tangible form of currency in 200 years. That's just my opinion, I feel. Because as long as criminal organizations exist, as long as criminal empires exist, as long as drugs exist, and as long as gun running exists, and as long as, I don't know, the cartels exist, and as long as the FBI exists, there will always be a flow of tangible currency throughout the world. So, and especially in this nation. Can it lose its value? Yes. Can it crash? Yes, but we will never not have it. It will never be obsolete. It will, again, I don't know what the dollar will look like in 200 years. You don't know what's going to happen in 200 years, but in 200 years, we will still have a form of currency that we use on a daily basis with one another, man. I haven't run a... I see it on the internet from time to time, but I personally have yet to run into a fucking drug dealer that has like Apple Pay, right? I pay with cash. That's it, right? So until that day comes, I'm gonna keep pulling cash out of the ATM. You know what I mean? So. But no, yeah, in 200 years, we'll at least I think we won't be here. None of us will be here, whether we like it or not. So in about 200 years, I don't know, man. To be honest, a lot of people think. Sometimes I think it too, but to be honest, man, I feel like it all ends in nuclear war eventually. But I think in 200 years, we'll still be doing what we're doing right now. In 200 years, I feel that humans are still going to be doing what they're doing right now. Waking up, going to work, taking care of the kids, watching TikTok, bitching about the one politician you hate the most, and then going to sleep and repeating the same process. Hollywood will still be shit. Movies will still be shit. It'll just be a different year. really. Sometimes I look at it that way. Sometimes I feel like it's all going to end in nuclear war, man. Nothing lasts forever, and no civilization has lasted forever, right? So, no society, no. But we'll see. I don't know. I just think in 200 years, the world will more or less still look and operate the way it looks and operates right now. Because I feel like we've reached the pinnacle of, for right now, the pinnacle of what can be made, what can be built. I mean, yeah, Elon's doing his thing, but like think about it. Like what more else can come? It started with the airplane. We got the airplane, then the car, we got the car, and then the phone. The phone was invented. Actually, let me start before that. We got the fucking light bulb, then we got the kite, right? Then we got the plane. Or did the car come before the plane? I can't remember. We got the car, then the plane, and then we got fucking we got whatchamacallit. We got the cell phone, then we got the internet, then we went to the moon, then we and now we have OnlyFans. Like what else? Like what more? What more is there? Right? What more is to there's nothing else to progress. I feel like humanity we've peaked. Again, I know that Elon's doing his thing and everything, but I feel like we've peaked, man. A long time ago, year after year, everything was better and better and better, and oh, the car was invented, oh, the plane was invented, oh, this was invented, oh, this was invented. I can't believe it's not butter, right? And so now we're at the point where it's not like that. We've pretty much just like stagnated or just like plateaued, basically evened out. Like the graph was like this was humanity, and now we're just like this, just a steady just heartbeat. It was going like this, and now we basically just boom. We're on a flat surface. I don't really think there's anywhere. I don't think there's anywhere we can go from here. There's no further up we can go. You know, we got the iPhones and stuff like that, but like, what else, man? What else is left? I don't think. I mean, short of the only thing left is going to another planet. That's it. Or maybe humans evolve and develop superpowers. I don't know, but the way I see it, what more can be made, created, invented, thought of that would better our lives that we haven't invented, thought of, or created already? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing a couple things, probably, but I don't know. You know, got trains, got boats, got yachts, submarines, jets, nuclear weapons. Like, I mean, if you were playing the game, if you were playing Sid Meier's Civilization at this point right now, what do you do? What more do you do? I know what I'm doing in Sid Meier's Civilization. I'm nuking every other country because I have nuclear capabilities. But that's just in the game. In real life, what's the next step? Y'all ever played Sid Meier's Civilization? I love that game. So if you're playing that game and you've basically reached the point that we're at right now in America, or just as a society or as a planet, where do you go from there? You went up, you went down, you went left, you went right, you invented, you explored, you taught, you learned, you lived, you died, you cried, you were happy. All that's like, what? I'm just trying to, like, yeah, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Not because we don't want it to, actually, but because we don't have the technology for it. So yeah, I guess we have that to look forward to. More technology that will allow us to go deeper into the ocean, because as of right now, a massive majority of it still remains unexplored. It's harder to deal with water pressure than it is to deal with space. right? So, but aside from that, that's about it. Other than I can think of. We've found dinosaurs, we've found bones, we've done a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just wondering that at this point, if we can go higher up, what is that higher? As a civilization, as a society, as a people, as a human race, where can we go from where we're at right now? Is there another rung? Is there another step? Is there another piece of the ladder that we can latch onto and yank ourselves up even higher? Not that I can see. Titanic dude built a sub that's gone to the deepest parts of the earth? No. He hasn't. The Titanic dude built a sub that went to the Titanic. And the Titanic is not at the deepest level of our ocean. I don't know what you're talking about, Ashley, but the Titanic is not even close to being at the deepest levels of our ocean. The deepest levels of our ocean can fit Mount Everest twice. So take Mount Everest at its peak and then make a copy of Mount Everest and put another Mount Everest on top of Mount Everest. You're still not all the way at the bottom of the deepest points of our ocean. So no, it's not the Titanic guy, and it's definitely not the Titanic. He invented the sub that went to the deepest part? When? But okay, let's see. What is the depth? But what was the depth? Oh my god. In 1960, 3 people. 3. It's not. Is it the Mariana Trench or the Laurentian Abyss? Where's... The Laurentian Abyss is one of the deepest parts of the Earth's ocean at a depth of 6,000 meters, 20,000 feet. It is third only to Challenger Deep, which has a depth of about 36,000 feet, and the Puerto Rican Trench. Didn't even know they had a Puerto Rican Trench. So again, did they actually go 36,000 feet down, bro? In 1960? At the time, I guess, The submersible they used to descend to the Challenger Deep, the deepest spot in the world's ocean, in 1960. The feat was not repeated again until 2012, when movie director James Cameron returned to the same spot in a small submarine. That was for Titanic purposes, right? As it stands, it's only been 3 people and no one's ever gone back. That is insane. In 1960? I really do wonder what the navigation was like, because it's nothing but pitch fucking darkness down there. What I said still stands, bro. I don't know if these guys just went to the bottom of what they thought at the time was the deepest, because the deepest is 36K, bro. And the only person that went back was James Cameron. Which still means that it's unexplored. 4 people have gone. 3 were military, 1 was a movie director. It remains unexplored. I was wrong. We have been, but not enough for me to consider it, I don't know, a new frontier, right? We still know more about space than we do about our ocean, so 3 people went. That's great. We don't know shit, so I don't even think the most powerful flashlight could light up that bottom of the ocean. Why would I do that, Ticken? For what purpose? For what logical and educational purpose would I ever go out there? Unless you're just being facetious. Titanic, what a shit film. Alright, Watch Mojo. And yes, I thought Titanic was awful. Well, just boring, really, up until like the last 30 minutes of the movie. But it's because I'm a guy. That's why. Because while most chicks are watching Titanic and fucking crying because of goddamn Jack and Rose, I'm over there dying laughing because the guy fell off the top of the boat and hit a propeller on the way down and spun like a fidget spinner. Shit was hilarious. That was like the only worthwhile part of the movie. Man. That shit was hilarious. And I had it on VHS as a kid, so I just rewinded that part like 15 times. It was great. No one else that I've watched that movie with really seemed to share my sense of humor when it came to that. Most of the time when I watched this movie, I was with a chick. Jack is so romantic. Yeah. Too bad Rose is a hoe. Jack is like that nice guy from the whatever podcast, that white dude, Brian, I think. And Rose is one of those OnlyFan whores. It's rough. All right. Top 10 Tropic Thunder jokes that wouldn't work today. The whole damn movie wouldn't work today, man. Not even about the jokes. The whole movie in itself would not fly today.
There are many more bodies like
We have sensitive fucking Nancys in this goddamn country that want to ruin our fun one movie at a time. Can't do this, can't do that, can't do this. But I like that. That's fun for me. Well, I don't give a shit. It offends me. Oh, okay. So, like, I can't have fun then? Great. Jesus. Like, my last 5 relationships. That sounds fun. That's great.
this in different bodies throughout the
I hate her, bro. I hate her. I hate her. I hate Rose. I hate her. I hate her. I fucking hate her. I do. I don't know who I hate more, Rose from Titanic or Jenny from Forrest Gump. I think it might be Jenny. So, if we bring her up, then I might give Rose a pass. Because I fucking hate Jenny. Oh my god, I cannot stand Jenny. Drives me up a wall. That girl gives me homicidal thoughts, man. For real. Can't think of another girl in a movie that has pissed me off more than Jenny pissed me off. And I watched The Flash on CW. Fucking Iris. Yeah, man, I can't think of another female character that has rubbed me the wrong way like Jenny rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, no, I can't think of any. I just racked my brain for 10 whole seconds. That was 10 whole seconds too damn long thinking about this, but I did it. Can't think of one. I think it's Jenny. That's just like... And the fact that Forrest was so naive. I know he was slow and everything, but... I've been around special needs kids. Even they know when they're getting taken advantage of. I mean... Fucking Forrest. I want to go smoke real fast. Can y'all give me like... Tracy, what's up, by the way? Can y'all give me like a minute, if that, and then we'll get on with this? When I was small, I thought Rose was played by Celine Dion. Nope, that was just the music. I don't blame you for thinking that either. That's something easy to think as a child. I watched that movie as a kid. Yeah, no. But damn, bro. When Titanic came out, I heard Celine Dion everywhere. Everywhere. It was crazy. It was like, that year that Titanic came out, I actually heard Celine Dion more during Christmas than Mariah Carey. Now that is something. Because Mariah Carey has that one song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. And it plays everywhere, man. Everywhere. Gas stations, malls, funerals, everywhere. Right? And the year that fucking Titanic came out, I actually heard that song by Celine a whole hell of a lot more than Mariah's during Christmas, which I thought was funny. I was like, God damn, bro, I thought no one was ever gonna knock off this bitch. But then I got older and realized that that song is pretty much in syndication year in, year out. So, yeah, Vince, just give your request to Astro or Elaine, whichever one of them are still in here. And if they're not in here, just put it in the Discord. I'll see it here in a second. I'll be right back. Can't without a lighter. Okay. Oh. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, Tracy, it was massively annoying. I used to work at a gas station. Well, I worked a lot of retail in my life. I think there's only a couple places that didn't play that song. The Army, Hollister. And this place I used to work at called B&B Beverages. I think it's like a subsidiary of Budweiser. Well, it is Budweiser. It's Anheuser-Busch. And I used to be their graphics designer, and I just worked in like an office all by myself. Like a huge ass office, but there's like a lot of clutter and printing machines and shit like that. But I listen to my own music there. Everywhere else, bro, Chick-fil-A, I heard it. When I worked at the gas station, I heard that shit a lot. When I worked at the gym, I heard that shit a lot. Oh yeah, it's just on the radio. I remember one time, dude, I was driving. I forgot my auxiliary cord at home, so I was just listening to the radio. And I put on one radio station. It was Mariah Carey. I switched to the next radio station. Mariah Carey. I switched to the next radio station. Mariah Carey. And I'm just like, I hate everything. I hate everything. Really. Like, I just want to listen to some music. Not this garbage, man. And Mariah's a good singer too, but I fucking hate her because of that song, because it's just ruined everything. It's annoying. And it's overbearing. And I imagine that that's a Bible Thumper's theme song right there, because it's just so annoying. So overbearing. It's always there. Year in, year out. Never goes away.
This classic comedy cracks us up, getting it made now might be an uphill battle for Ben Stiller. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Tropic Thunder jokes that wouldn't work today. For this list, we're looking...
You know, it took me an embarrassingly long-ass time to realize...
For the top 10 Tropic Thunder jokes that...
It took me an embarrassing long-ass time to figure out that this was Tom Cruise right here. Like, a long time. Like, I don't even want to tell you how long, because it's just kind of, yeah, no clue. Or I saw this movie like 3 times and didn't realize that was Tom Cruise.
Wouldn't work today. For this list, we're looking at concepts and lines from this 2008 film that might not go over well with some current audience.
The full retard one is definitely going to be in here, but I don't know, man. Today, and you know what's funny about the word retard? I saw a Joe Rogan clip the other day. He was like, man, high schoolers today, they're not about that woke shit, bro. They'll throw around the word retard hella fast. They're bringing it back. And in my head, I'm just like, man, Joe, that shit never left. What are you talking about? But people still do get upset about it. It's just like...
audiences.
Now, let's go and make the greatest war movie ever!
Since we're talking about the whole movie, a spoiler alert is in effect. Number 10. Lazarus goes undercover. When actor Tug Speedman is captured by members of a drug cartel gang, his co-stars go to rescue him. Part of their plan involves Kirk Lazarus acting as a distraction, which he does by pretending to be a Chinese farmer.
How the hell do you know Chinese? Then soaking money with Gong Yi, second Globe, third Oscar. Prep for that one by working in a Beijing textile factory for 8 months.
He dons a conical hat and discusses his rice paddy and poppy fields in broken Mandarin. Today, people of Chinese descent might find his appropriation of cultural clothing and misuse of language insulting.
I mean, yeah, get in line, bro, because he's doing blackface, so you're gonna have to stand behind all the pissed off black people that hated this, but, if we're being honest, I don't think any black people hated this. At all. From what I've seen, judging by the climate and the reception and everyone that I've talked to, Just me though.
Wabui, Sushe, Washunyao, Electrolyta.
One of those films where they offended everyone. You know, it's not like the entire film was just them doing shit about Asian culture or black culture or anything. I feel like this, when it offends everyone, man, it's great, right? At least I think. I don't know, man. I'm a bigot, so.
And seeing as China is extremely important to the modern box office, it's unlikely Hollywood would risk alienating the country. Besides, we're sure a brilliant actor like Kirk Lazarus could come up with some other creative distraction. Number 9. Demanding people speak American. After an action sequence is delayed,
Fucking Danny McBride. I love Danny McBride.
explosives expert Cody takes his frustration out on his assistants, who happen to be Asian since they're filming in Vietnam.
I need some dudes up here who speak American, goddammit.
He complains that they don't.
I will say, saying speak American is one of the most ignorant things ever, but it's just fucking hilarious here. Because here in America, it's, yeah, the main language is English, but it's the melting pot, so there's a lot of languages here, right? And to say that, because like not every American speaks English, it's like, it's great. And I've heard that line several times, but yeah, from like the outside looking in, I could see how like that's people would get offended, especially the overly sensitive people.
Quote, speak American, and implies that one of them has worked in a sweatshop. While Cody obviously isn't meant to be a role model, his ignorance and prejudice isn't addressed head on.
Everyone, please shut up. The Jets are coming in. We only have one chance at this.
These are such big topics of conversation today. It's doubtful that these kinds of remarks would fly without the character being called out or facing consequences in some way.
Mother Nature just...
You know, and you know what's one thing that's just now dawning on me is whenever you have these offensive characters played by these actors, it's always funny how people always go at the actor. Isn't it? When you should be mad with the writers, right? But yet people still get mad at the actor as if the actor actually believes what he's saying. We all know Leonardo DiCaprio's not fucking racist, but he sure made us fucking believe it in the movie Django, right? So like, if you want to be mad at anyone, you'd be mad at Quentin Tarantino. But like, people be weird about this shit, so.
Number 8, the young gang leader. Shortly after the cartel gang kidnaps Speedman, they take him to their leader. It's then revealed that they're led by a cigar-smoking boy named Tran.
I am Tran. You are trespassing in my poppy fields. You are DEA scum!
In recent years, documentaries like Coney 2012 have depicted the horrific reality that child soldiers face.
Yeah, they don't want to do what he says, but he forces them to do bad things. What do you think about that?
Sad.
The viral documentary garnered over 100 million views online and managed to...
The reality of child soldiers is not lost on me, but we're watching a movie here, right? You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Get President Obama to take action. The widespread knowledge of stories like Coney 2012 today would make...
Yeah, Noelani, I am doing good. I'm doing fantastic. I hope you're doing good, minus the whole flu situation. I guess it's that season, man. The weather's starting to change. If you don't live up north, it's already cold for you there, but if you live down south, it's starting to get cold. And I'm honestly surprised I haven't gotten sick yet, because it's like clockwork with me. Whenever the weather changes, I get sick. And when the weather changes again, I get sick. So from summer to winter, from winter to summer, I will get sick in those periods. It's because the weather changes and my body, I don't know, it just does something to my body, bro. It's like clockwork. So I'm surprised I haven't been sick. Hopefully, right? Hopefully we can break that chain, break that trend. But yeah, it's 87 degrees in Alabama. Yeah, that's my weather right there. I love that. 87 is perfect for outside. So good.
make Tropic Thunder's Tran less of a joke and more of a tragic figure.
You perform or die! Monkey swine!
But even if the movie somehow dodged that real-life association, the filmmakers may still face heat from the FCC for the child's smoking habit. Number 7. Jeff
Really? Really? We've all seen a smoking baby before. I mean, why would the FCC... I mean, obviously that kid wasn't smoking a real cigar. I could understand if it was like a Wild Wild West type of a set, but these are all professionals. And we've seen actors smoke cigarettes in movies, and they don't even smoke in real life. It's a prop that just makes smoke. You can tell who doesn't smoke when they're in movies. Have you ever noticed? I noticed this a lot, bro, and it's like a pet peeve for me. It annoys me, but not enough to where it takes me out of the movie. But have you ever seen an actor in character? He's playing a role, and he takes a drag from his cigarette. He's like, you see, it's that type of attitude right there that's gonna get you killed. But no smoke comes out of their mouth, or they just like take a hit and they're just like, but nothing comes out, and I'm just like, bro, not a real cigarette. You can usually tell. I guess the actors that do smoke, they don't mind smoking a real cigarette while they're doing their scenes, but you can always tell who doesn't, right? And I notice it a lot, man, a lot. The cigarettes and the fucking, yeah. And the alcohol. I love when I catch an actor, he takes a sip from his drink but doesn't actually drink shit. I notice shit like that.
Portnoy's faux trailer. Tropic Thunder begins with a series of fake movie trailers.
Who left the fridge open?
In one of the previews, Jack Black plays multiple members of an obese farting family known as the Fatties.
This summer, America's favorite obese family is back.
Ew, gross!
While the trailer excellently parodies films like The Nutty Professor.
That looks stupid. I didn't even know that movie was real. Holy shit. That looks bad. That looks so bad.
It does so at the expense of people living with obesity. Modern society has made huge strides forward in the last decade to promote body positivity for people.
Oh God, spare me. Spare me. Lord. Plan. I ate too many bear claws and they made a movie about a fat person. Now I'm mad. Plan. Fuck out of here.
Of all shapes and sizes. This shifting perspective towards body image would cause many to see this trailer.
Yeah, you're right. This is a reach, dude. Seriously. Like, I know the whole body positivity thing is happening and shit, but I didn't think that the body positivity movement had injected itself into movies. I don't really feel like this one is no. Let's be real.
As fat shaming.
In some countries, it's considered a compliment.
Number 6, Al Pacino. Al Pacino is initially introduced as a heterosexual musician who writes songs expressing his love for female anatomy. So, his castmates are caught off guard when he accidentally admits he's attracted to a man. After an angry Alpa tries to end the conversation, his co-stars continue to ask questions about his sexuality.
You said Lance? No. That sounded like Lance.
No, I said Nance. That's what I said, Nance.
It sounded like Lance.
Jack Black's character goes so far as to offer the rapper sexual favors. To make matters worse, his attraction to men is later treated as a punchline.
No.
I haven't seen this movie in a while, so I forgot a lot of these scenes.
Hell no. What? Come on, look.
Man, everyone's gay once in a while.
I'm not gay.
Just
How about we do this?
Over the last decade, Hollywood has notably increased LGBTQ+ representation, although they've still got a ways to go. In today's reality, Alpa's sexuality would not be treated as just another joke. Number 5.
What do you mean? That is the reality. Some people, they are ashamed of it. It's called being in the closet. And coming out of the closet is when you tell people and you accept it and it doesn't bother you. That is actually an accurate depiction of what some gay people go through. So what do you mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's actually pretty accurate. There's gay people out here that they don't want you to know. They're ashamed of it. They don't want to put it out there, right? And they'll backtrack if they make a mistake. I feel like that's more of a reality than trying to pander and make it all fucking rainbows and shit. Like,
Inappropriate jokes. During a stormy night, Speedman kills a panda in self-defense. When he confesses to murdering the thing he loves most, his agent Rick assumes the actor killed a.
Hey, look, listen. I know that I know that they're adorable, but if a panda gets squirrely with me, your boy's gonna defend himself. The chances are I won't win. They look docile, but they're strong as shit. But that don't mean I won't throw hands. And if I just so happen to kill this fucking thing, hey, listen. Hey. I'm just as sad as you are, but I gotta live.
Prostitute.
A hooker. All right, you killed a hooker. Calm down.
Rick immediately responds by giving Speedman instructions on how to cover up such a murder. We can safely assume PETA wasn't too happy with this scene, but
you can just ask Patrick Bateman. Perfect.
The way they talk about the fictional sex worker is just as troubling.
No, a panda. Amanda.
Speaking of, Christian Bale would have been perfect in this movie too. Because he's typically not a comedic actor, so to put him in a comedic setting would just be even funnier.
Come on, dude. I mean, that's probably not even a real name.
Instead of encouraging Speedman to face justice, Rick immediately tells him how to get away with it. The idea that the life of a sex worker, or any human being for that matter, is less valuable than a Hollywood career is messed up. This line is too dark for modern audiences.
It doesn't matter anymore. I've moved on.
Number 4, the Flaming Dragon Cartel. The drug cartel that antagonizes the actors is called Flaming Dragon. This group is solely composed of Asian men who apparently have one VHS tape to go around and are extremely quick to resort to violence.
I've watched it many, many times.
You should have got Asuka.
Although it's never explicitly stated where they're from, this gang could still be offensive to those of Asian descent.
Who is this? And how'd you get this phone?
We are Flaming Dragon.
Simple Jack belong to us now.
Their
It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and it's with Tom Cruise.
Name is rooted in a cheap cultural stereotype, and they're all treated as crude terrorists.
You don't negotiate with terrorists. Whoa. Hey, are you insane? I think I could have done that. No, I thought it was good. They're gonna kill him.
Making foreigners into scapegoats for your villain is a tired cliche. And as we stated before, Hollywood is more dependent on the international box.
Yeah, but doesn't the rest of the world depict us this way too? Oh, but it's only bad whenever America does it, right? I guess. Haven't other movies from foreign countries depicted Americans as fucking dumb or just brutes, uncivilized, deplorable people, right? I think. Or am I wrong and we're just the sole bullies of the world when it comes to movie making? I don't know.
Box office than ever. Flaming Dragon would need fleshed out members and, more importantly, a name change to appeal to wider audiences. Number 3, Simple Jack.
Simple Jack!
Speedman once starred in an Oscar bait movie called Simple Jack. In the film, he played a mentally challenged character who had bad teeth, a low IQ, and an exaggerated stutter. The depiction of a person with learning difficulties as physically and mentally inferior outraged disability groups and was called out as hate speech, even in 2008. While the character was meant to be a parody of films like I Am Sam and Forrest Gump, certain audiences couldn't see the satire underneath Speedman's hammy performance and outlandish makeup.
What she did?
And that's the thing. Did you hear what she just said? That's the problem. Those are the people getting angry. The ones that don't understand the satirical background of the film or of the content or just of what they're watching. Man. It's just like, dude, open your eyes. It's so easy to see, like, it's so easy to tell the difference between racist jokes and in-your-face racism just to be racist. Like, you can just tell. Man, this is This right here is the equivalent of the N word with the A. They're not using the R. It's not that type of racist. I don't know. It's just the way I look at it, but it's those people. Those are the ones getting mad, the ones that don't understand it. And that's usually the ones that get mad. They don't understand it. And then these are also the same ones that willingly get up off their couch, go to their car, get in their car, drive to a comedy show, pay for admission to get in, only to get offended 10 minutes into the show, knowing damn well they didn't like the comedian they were watching. Those are the types of people that are making the rules for these kinds of movies. You can't really have any freedom if it was up to these people, and if it really were up to these people, most of these movies would be shit. But then again, chances are it is up to these people, because there's a lot of movies that are fucking shit. Notice how this movie was from a long time ago. Well, not too long ago, but you know, some time ago. Definitely didn't come out last year. That's for fucking sure.
The character is still so controversial that snowboarder Shaun White drew criticism for wearing a simple Jack costume as recently as 2018. The character is another example of how badly received a parody can be these days when the joke comes at the expense of a minority group.
I'll see you tonight when I go to bed in my head movies. But this head movie makes my eyes rain.
Number 2, an infamous conversation. It wasn't just the real-life audience that criticized Simple Jack. During the movie, Kirk Lazarus ridicules Speedman for getting way too into his role.
Simple Jack, yeah, you went all out on that one, huh? You did. Really swung for the fences, huh?
Their conversation is a sharply satirical commentary about actual actors who portrayed people with mental disabilities for clout. However, their exchange features the extremely liberal use of a certain R word. Over the last decade, society's increased awareness of people with developmental disabilities has made that word increasingly taboo. The frequent use of the word in this scene would likely distract audiences from the sharp commentary underneath. Overall, the conversation would need some serious rewrites to make its point today. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
I just don't know what the big deal is with characterizing someone with a disability. I just don't understand why. And you know, the other funny part about all this is that lots of times when it comes to the disability shit, it's people that don't even have the disability that are the ones getting mad. Have y'all ever seen the movie The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville and Katherine Heigl, where he rigs the Special Olympics so that he can win because he's trying to do a good thing for his friend because his friend got his fingers chopped off and he's in a really tough spot, and he rigs the Special Olympics only to not even win. He doesn't even win, but then he still tells the truth, and it's a happy ending, whatever. Anyways, that movie was filmed with special needs kids on the set. Like, the special needs kids are actually in the movie too. You just, like, they're kind of side characters, right? Some of the actors are even special needs. And I don't know, man. It's just like they were into it, it seemed, right? They made a movie. They brought in the special needs kids. They made the movie. They did as offensive as the movie was. I mean, dude, rigging the Special Olympics, it doesn't get any more vile than that. But not a lot of people knew the background of the movie. Like that movie, the set was full of special needs kids that helped them portray these special characters with the way that they spoke, their mannerisms, how they look, how they walk. Shit like that, and they took their input, man. So, like, I mean, I've always looked at it as, you know, it's crazy how, like, you know, movies, they're all make-believe, right? It's all acting, it's not real, smoke and mirrors, blah, blah, blah. You pull the curtain up. But it's amazing just how many people insert their real-world insecurities into something that's supposed to be make-believe and pull you away from reality. Yet you take your own reality and inject it into something that's supposed to be fun mean, it's supposed to be an escape. Then again, I guess you could say, well, if it's supposed to be an escape, why are they using real world things in the movie? I mean, because what else are you gonna fucking watch, man? It all can't be science fiction. You know, I can't watch Marvel movies for the rest of my life, right? So, I'm just saying, it's stupid to get mad about this kind of shit.
Number 1. Kirk Lazarus's method acting.
Yeah, I know, Kat, and I've been around them a whole bunch. My aunt has been a special needs. She works in the education system, and she's worked with special needs kids her whole life since I was a child. I sat in classrooms with these kids. I hung out with these kids. I stayed after school with these kids, right? And you just you don't know until you know, bro. Because some of these special needs kids, they have no filter. They don't give a shit. They're savage. They'll tell you how it is. They'll tell you the truth. They don't sugarcoat shit. It's great. And some of them have a better sense of humor than most people. It's just like, I don't know, man. If they can take it, why can't you take it? Shut up. Shut up, man. And man, when they start roasting each other, it's even more hilarious. So it's even funnier whenever they roast you. And I've been roasted by them, man. I have. You get mad. I was just like, really? That's what you're gonna say? That's how big of you. And he was short, right? You know, they talk shit. I talk shit back. It's just like I don't. And people just get like, you don't have to coddle them. You don't have to baby them, man. You just don't. Yeah, they're special and they need special attention, but you don't have to treat them any differently. And I've been around them enough to know that they don't like that. They don't like being spoken to like a dog. Like, oh, come here, little guy. Like, they don't. That's patronizing to them, man. So how do you think they feel? They see a movie that portrays a special needs person and they like it, and they see all the other people that don't even have their condition get mad. They're just like, oh, they're fucking weird.
Australian actor Kirk Lazarus had, quote, pigmentation alteration surgery and changed his voice to play African-American soldier Lincoln Osiris.
Man, I don't drop character till I done a DVD commentary.
While his choice is thoroughly criticized and deconstructed throughout the film, Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Lazarus earned him an Oscar nomination. Despite the accolades and smart commentary, we just can't imagine there's any way he could wear blackface today under any circumstances.
No, he could still do it. He could still do it. Robert Downey Jr. is beloved, man. And I saw an interview with Robert Downey Jr. He was like, yeah, I did the movie, and you know, my mom was like, I don't know, Robert, really don't know. He's like, but then I did the movie, and all my friends, they were like, dude, I loved it. That shit was great. And he's like, you know, so whatever.
And why am I in this movie? Maybe I just knew I had to represent. Because they had one good part in for a black man, they gave it to Crocodile Dundee.
Pump your brakes, kid. That man's a national treasure.
Since the movie debuted, general audiences have become more aware of the historical and racist significance of blackface. And
that word has kept us down 400 years. I don't know how you cannot find that funny, man. I don't know, man. Again, I'm a bigot. Sorry. You caught me. You caught me red-handed.
And celebrities who have failed to oppose the practice have even lost their jobs.
For 400 years, that word has kept us down.
Since Robert Downey Jr.'s role brought attention to the issue, it's unlikely he'll face consequences in the future. But given the hugely negative...
Dude, he went on to be Iron Man for like 5 more movies. Be real. And not to mention, this isn't even the worst of criticism that Downey could have ever gotten in his life. Remember when he was an alcoholic and a drug addict? Yeah, that was probably worse than this. So he doesn't really give a shit.
Reaction to blackface in any form, Kirk Lazarus would likely approach his method acting in a different way today.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell.
I wish another movie like this would come out today, because to me, the more offensive it is. I love offensive shit, man. Sorry, you got me. Guilty as charged. I have no excuses. I don't even need to make one, man. You caught me. I love offensive shit because it's funny. It reminds me. It reminds me of that one episode on SpongeBob, if y'all have ever watched SpongeBob, where Squidward gets so fed up with living next to SpongeBob and Patrick that he moves and goes to a gated community only for his kind, right? It's nothing but squids, right? And at first he loves it, right? It's great. Paradise, right? No sponge, no starfish, relaxing, no offensive noises, no offensive sounds, no offensive laughs, nothing, right? And for the first couple weeks he loves it, right? And as time goes on, he's just like, oh my god, no one laughs, no one goes out, no one has fun. Y'all just do the same shit every day. This is awful. And I feel like that gated Squidward community is all the people that fucking hate comedy. And they just want everyone to walk around dead inside, not smiling, not laughing, not enjoying life, just fucking, nah, I'm going to the grocery store, nah, I'm going home, nah, I'm gonna watch the 7 o'clock news, nah. It's just like, that's why offensive is great. That's why racist jokes and all that shit. It's just like our differences. We're so different. If we were all the same, it'd be so fucking boring. Yeah, what would we talk about? What would we laugh about? It's because we're different. That's what makes it fun. I don't have to explain it to you guys. Tropic Thunder 2. I'd watch that in theaters. I would. That'd be good. Yeah, it's right here. I think can you do another one, Vince? We've already seen this by either Yarn Hub or Simple History. The Undead Army. Is it where they get gassed but they don't die and they still attack because they're savages and they're badass, and the enemy gets so afraid that they retreat because they think that they're being attacked by zombies, but they're not. It's just soldiers that got hit by gas that are still fighting. If it's that, then we've already seen a video just like that. Tell me if it is or not. Yeah, okay. We either did a Yarn Hub video about that or a Simple History. It was Yarn Hub or Simple History. I'm down for some Mr. Ballin. Just do another one because yeah, I don't want to cover that 3 times or twice. Let's see. Let's see what's on my feed. I mean, there's always some new Donut Operator that we can watch. If I don't find something immediately, I'll go back to that. Let's see. No, it's all good, Elaine. Are y'all still having bad weather? Like all you hurricane people, are y'all still having shit weather? That's just not over yet? God damn. I didn't hear anything from my buddies back in my hometown, so I'm assuming that it just like it rained a little bit And that's it. And that's usually how it goes where I'm from. Whenever hurricane season hits, it rains a little bit, some strong winds, maybe one tree falls. And that's about the extent of it. So. And no, Elaine, he's gonna find a different one because unless you already put the different one. No, you haven't. Okay, all right. And Elaine, if you have anything else to add to the list, go ahead and add it. We can watch that one video by Ren. Who requested that? Who requested that one video by Ren? The whole stuff. The whole There's a video he made. Oh, is it this? Why Sick Boy is off all streaming platforms. Wow, dude, so he didn't make this video after the diss track. He made this video before the diss track. He's like, listen, this is what went down, and this is what's about to go down. And then he straight up shits on this guy. No, the person that requested this isn't here. Okay, I'll yeah, I see you, Vince. I'm just waiting on Elaine to put it in there, or I can find it. Where'd you put it? In the... I don't even feel like looking. I'm just gonna wait until you tell me. Where'd you put it? Yeah, where is the patron section? What is it? Public requests? Yeah. What? Okay.
This dog with a wig. I've seen this horror movie. These bathroom tiles. Oh. This one's not really terrifying so much as it is weird and uncomfortable, but really funny and silly. So, did you like the zoo? Duh. Yes, sir, I loved the zoo. My wife found this trail cam pointed at the back door of the restaurant she manages. Bash it in. Balloon Fest of 86. Oh no, not...
If you want to watch some Mr. Ballin, I'm down, bro. I thought you were going to select another Mr. Ballin video. You want to do some Mr. Ballin? I'd rather do some Mr. Ballin, to be completely honest with you. You want to do that?
This? I think I heard horror stories about how awful this event was and what a nightmare it was for the local environment. Lighthouse by the coast of Iceland. Man, okay. What's it like getting over there? Do they, like, drop you off from a helicopter, or do they make you free climb after a brutal swim? Oh, God, how is that safe? In the basement of my Airbnb. What the actual hell? That better be like petrified chicken body and nothing else. This is Point Nemo, the spot farthest away from any land in the world. You're closer to astronauts aboard the ISS than humanity. Point Nemo. Wow, you mean there's just like a boat that sits out there all the time? Known locations of bodies on Mount Everest. That's awesome. Can people stop climbing Mount Everest, please? That would be super cool. All I see are posts like this about all the dead bodies, or photographs of all the trash people think that they get to just leave up there. Also, I did think, I'm pretty sure I saw a photo once of a line to take a selfie at the top. Can you imagine spending tens of thousands of dollars to get up there? No. And when you do, there's like 50 people waiting in a line to make a Twitter post? Looked outside and noticed footprints leading up to my window. Okay, time to get cameras. Ball lightning destroyed a house in... I don't want to risk it. Let's see, ball lightning. Holy crap. It's like a laser blast, man. I don't think I could live here. I don't think anybody should live there. What is this? It looks like that big tube that Luke fell down in Empire. World Cup mascot on a TV show in Brazil. Yeah, he's a great man.
Yeah, we're too far in now. We're just gonna run it.
Scott, nothing weird about him at all. This doormat from Ross Dress for Less. It's harvest season. No, it's not. Stop it right now. You know, I wonder what kind of harvests Mickey and Minnie are into. Probably something horrifying. 2,000-year-old green serpentine stone mask found at the base of Pyramid of the Sun in Mexico. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, please. I'm begging you, quit digging up creepy old things and causing curses to run rampant. Caught her in the middle of a yawn. Honestly, those are the best cat photos, is when you catch them in a yawn. The accuracy of missing child age progression photos. Missing, progression, found. Okay. Missing, progression, found. Missing, progression, okay, all right. Well, that's pretty impressive, I gotta say. A mountain of American bison skulls after being hunted to the brink of extinction in the 1800s. Yeah, you wanna know why these guys hunted them to the brink of extinction? It was to kill the natives, because it was one of their natural food sources. Yeah, this photo is one of the scariest photos I've ever seen. Just the sheer amount of hatred for funsies in this photo. The snow in the Wizard of Oz movie was 100% pure asbestos. Yay! Look, don't look too much into the production of these old movies, you'll depress yourself. I believe they also forced Judy Garland to have a horrid diet. Body-sized shallow hole/grave behind my new house. What the hell? Well, look, at least the person who moved out prior was kind enough to take their bodies with them. Imagine going to explore your ski resort on holiday and running into this. Non-survivable extreme winter terrain down this drainage. Hike back up is only return to ski area. You will die if you do not return to ski area. I mean, I'm glad they're being honest. India's sacred blue cow, also introduced to Texas where it is now feral. Holy crap. Do an oil change, they said. Ignore the mess, they said. No. Literally no. I don't care that inside the engine compartment, it's not going to look like this. I don't care. That is a serious hazard. Get it out of here. A 4-year-old boy named Bobby Dunbar disappeared while on a trip with his family. 8 months later, they found him and reunited him with his family, and they lived out the rest of their lives together. Nearly 100 years later, DNA evidence proved that the boy they rescued was not Bobby Dunbar. Okay, this is getting a little too freaky for me. This terrifies the hell out of me. One big wave and bang, gone. I know exactly what that's not what I thought you were talking about. That is not at all what I thought you were talking about. This is
Man, I feel like this video would be so much more enjoyable for me, Vince, if I could just mute it, to be honest. I can't take this guy.
Real? Where is this? What? It's a dense...
The island, man.
City on the littlest island I've ever seen.
I know.
How has it survived? I'm serious. How is something like this considered sustainable for the smart people that build these places? I don't understand. Robe and axe of Giovanni.
Geographically, they had a lot of sand, and they built on top of the sand and have infrastructure to where it can stay on sand because it's probably not that deep.
Battista Bugatti, who was the official executioner for the Papal States from 1796 to 1864. During his tenure, he executed 514 people. That's a little horrifying. Person infected with worm parasites from eating raw pork. Oh my god, is there anything you can do at that point? That is insane. every square inch of this person's body. Oh, house sitting my parents' home, and this is growing out of their compost bin. What the heck is it? Ooh, well, it's a fungus, we know that. It's always a fungus, man. There is something about that classification of life that is honestly impressive as hell. Don't get near it, just in case. You know what I mean? Look, I played The Last of Us enough to know you shouldn't mess around with mushrooms. Walking home 4 miles and abandoned railroad tracks. No other way to get home unless I want to walk through gang-run drug areas. That's the scary part. This is safer. Okay. This fox drowned in a frozen lake and was cut out and placed on display as a warning for people to keep off the ice. Huh. I mean, it's a hell of a warning. Today I learned that an ectopic pregnancy can implant in the liver and just turn into a baby inside your liver. Well, that sure is something I didn't expect to learn about today. Bodies are probably infected. That's my guess. Let's see. To discover a dead body, do not attempt to give medical assistance. Well, yeah, if it's a dead body, I would hope you don't try to, give it mouth-to-mouth or something. Someone tried making red rice in their rice cooker. Oh, no. Oh, no. Really? Red rice? Or did they shove someone's head in there? Disney technicians repairing an animatronic figure. I've seen this photo before. I'm a big Disney parks freak. And yeah, animatronics are always going to be freaky, so good on Scott for creating FNAF. That was a genius idea. Look, you know, there was this innate creepy fear whenever you visited Chuck E. Cheese or one of the other weird pizza places back in the... Was it Showbiz? Yeah, there was just something about those cheaper animatronics that were horrifying. So why not play on it, right? The late afternoon sun revealed this handprint on the exterior side of the glass. The print is not mine. This is why cameras are so important, man. This is why they're so important. My tooth has really long roots. Holy crap, yeah, I'll say really long. Woman's neighbor sprays Raid, peeks through the slits in the fence. Wait, what? My neighbor has been spraying Raid into my bedroom window. You can see her staring through the fence. Oh, wait, let's zoom in here real quick. Holy crap, that is one of the creepiest things ever. There's just something to me about someone peeping at you from somewhere that is just really horrifying. Selling Axie's crib and crib beddings. $100 for the bed, $50 for the bedding, includes the blanket, sheet, and skirt.
What kind of fucking name is Axie?
The bedding has never been slept on. The last image of Andrew McCauley, an avid sea kayaker who remains missing at sea. In January of 2007, Andrew attempted to cross the Tasman Sea in a one-man kayak. The following month, his partially capsized kayak was found 56 kilometers short of his destination. You know, I think, oh my God, lost at sea? I don't think he's lost. I think he's gone. Simon's new look. This makes me feel so bad, man. There's nothing wrong with looking your age, by the way. Just putting that out there for people. If you're 63 years old, there's nothing wrong with looking 63 years old. It's okay. I'm always going to feel bad for people that feel that this is required. And I know that in certain businesses, people are going to try to force you to do it. You know, if you're in Hollywood or whatever, it just sucks to see, dude. It sucks. Especially because this is the kind of result multi-millionaires get. Just think about that. This is the result when you're rich. I've recently started playing shamisen, a traditional Japanese instrument. Oh, okay. I asked what the black dots on the skin are, thinking it was a measurement of some kind. Turns out they're nipples from the cat belly used to make the instrument. Awesome. We gotta stop asking questions. Chinese ghost city. Huge skyscraper areas that no one lives in. Are you serious? That's an actual, completely abandoned area? Dude, come
I don't think so. It looks like it was spliced together 3 times.
Come on. Holy crap. How mountain climbers sleep. Oh yeah, I've seen that before. No thanks. This is a doll in someone's house. Ain't gonna be a doll in my house, I'll tell you that right now. A World War II bunker. Holy crap, dude. Whoo. Oh, I'm sorry. It's almost trypophobic in its own way. Holy crap, those hit hard. Perhaps the most terrifying space photograph to date. Astronaut Bruce McCandless II floats completely untethered, away from the safety of the space shuttle, with nothing but his manned maneuvering unit keeping him alive. The first person in history to do so. I've seen that photo. That is easily one of the scariest photos, just from a human perspective, I guess.
I don't know that actually happened. That is pretty fucking wild.
knowing exactly what's going on, knowing what he's doing out there, and how one mistake means his body's going to be orbiting the planet for a long, long time.
Dude, it's okay to say the word die. You know that, right? Like, holy fuck.
It's just freaky, dude. Oh my god.
Freaky that you refuse to say the word die. Like almost like you know that your audience is like 5 years old and you don't want to have that conversation with them or something.
Infinite expanse. Nurses standing with mentally ill patients wrapped in wet linens. Thought to be calming for them. Yeah. Dude, our understanding of medicine, especially anything relating to any sort of mental illness or mental issues, was insane just 50 or 60 years ago. Absolutely wild. The disgusting stuff we thought was accurate or would shut people up. Yep, no more aquariums for me. That's not just an aquarium, though. It was definitely a little worse. It's not like your average aquarium. That thing was more of a gimmick than an actual aquarium as far as I can see. Like, holy crap, those poor fish. Didn't hear anything about anybody else getting hurt, though. It's just all the fish died. Insane stretch marks. Oh, man.
Tried really hard to care about the fish on that one. I couldn't pull a grain of sympathy for it. He did. He's a good actor, but I'm not.
Man. Well, I hope you're doing well, because I've seen plenty of insane stretch marks. It is crazy. November 24th marked the 13th anniversary of John Jones's death in Nutty Putty Cave. John Jones found himself in a situation no man could help in, and after being stuck upside down for 26 hours, he died of cardiac arrest while his wife and daughter stood hundreds of feet above.
Good lord, Martian Manhunter went out like a bitch.
I do remember this story. Yeah, literally nothing could be done. Whew, I'm sorry. It's just, there's something about caving, man. No, absolutely not. You will never catch me going into any cave past, like, Cave of the Winds in Colorado, where you...
Because what? You might... stop inhaling oxygen?
It's a walkthrough tour, man. That's one thing. I will never do something like this. Holy crap. I can't even imagine. Mushrooms growing off of a
I can't even either.
Stuffed bear. Fungi is the most incredible and horrifying thing that Earth has to offer. Seriously. This rotted 90s TMNT actor suit. Hey, I've seen this one before. The view from my grandmother's sunroom. Should y'all be there right now? Boris Johnson on a swing. Wow, we're still talking about this guy, huh? Tapeworm shot. Excuse me? Vodka and mayonnaise, Tabasco and black pepper. I'm speechless. Found my old teeth when visiting my parents. I'm 33. Your parents have an issue. That's really gross. Thing my wife found on our living room floor this morning. Holy actual God, what is happening? My housemate's toothbrush. You need to sit him down and talk to him. Or her. Doesn't matter. I mean, seriously, that seems to be a bit of an issue. That's pretty gross. They're probably doing themselves a disservice here. Extracted tooth with intact nerve root. Gee, that's awesome.
I bet you that
Something got out. Okay, well... don't worry, it's just a Looney Tunes character that made it out. Or a clicker.
Check out these deals of the week at Walgreens.
All right. Oh, you actually did. Okay, cool. All right. Guys, gals, I'm gonna go eat. I'm hungry. I am, yeah, I'm starving. I'm gonna go eat. So, you guys have a good rest of your Saturday. And, maybe we go live tomorrow. If we do, it'll be on Twitch. But if not, it'll be on Monday. So, have a good rest of your evening. Have a good rest of your weekend. And, I will see y'all on Monday. If not, tomorrow. I'll let you know if I go live tomorrow.